Well, well, well. Total domination by the Dallas Cowboys. Let's go. Yo. I don't know about y'all, but I love me a good blowout by the Dallas Cowboys. I'm different than most people, man. I want to see a good game. Not me. I want to see my team totally dominate another team. Let's go. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. As you come into this live stream, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live, and we are live. And if you haven't become a channel member, subscriber yet, please do. We have a lot of great things coming up for the rest of this season. Now let's talk facts. The Cowboys did exactly what they were supposed to do. You're playing a lesser team. Somebody says it was the Raiders. We know it was the Raiders. But had the Cowboys won this game 2017, we would all be alarmed. But the Cowboys not only won the game, they dominated the game after that, those first two drives of which I have no clue. I have no clue of what was going on with the Cowboys. I have no clue. I'm pretty sure it was some kind of disciplinary action, but nevertheless, I am so glad the Cowboys got rolling, and I mean they got rolling. So today it's just going to be tonight it's going to be all about the post-game show. We're going to look at some of the NFL Pro stats, breakdowns of the game. We're going to listen to some player interviews. We're going to go back through the keys to the game and see if the Cowboys did a lot of the things that I said the Cowboys needed to do in order to win this game. So it's all Cowboys in the Cowboys beat the Raiders post-game show. Let's go. Let's keep this thing going. Let's get a quick roll call. Freddie. The Cowboys dominated Freddie Morales. What's going on? What up, Rita Zaguini? Cowboys defense played awesome. The Queen. She said, I loved Tyler Guyton. Yeah. Tyler fell out. I was rolling. Oh, Queen. I told my wife, I said, I wonder what acting school he went to. I haven't seen a flop that bad since, dare I say, LeBron James. Boy, that was one of the funniest flops. That was a funny flop. Oh, man, I loved it. Justin Bradley, what's going on with you? Good to see you. Queen, the salary cap is not real. Jerry can keep Osa. Kenny, Quinnen, and George Pickens. This is a Super Bowl level team. They just need a little bit more tweaking. And they're going to be good to go. Daniel in my right hand man, what up with ya? Michael Smooth, what else, Mike Smooth? Great job by the boys, he said. Justin Bradley, tough stretch of games. Justin Bradley, you heard it from me first. I don't think this stretch of games for the Cowboys is that tough. I only got one game on that schedule circled. The only game I have circled on this schedule is the Lions. There is no reason the Cowboys cannot beat, and I do believe they're beating the Eagles at home. There is no reason they can't beat the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs right now are only half a game better than the Cowboys. No, they can win these next two games also. The game that I have circled, I have the Detroit Lions. Hold on a second. I'm gonna check my email. I've been kind of looking so far, but Poobie D has already said he won the shirt. Now I'm looking at Poobie D. He was off on the tackles. A lot of people were off on the tackles. Believe me, a lot of people were off on the tackles. Okay, Poobie D, let me see you. I see you on the tackles here. I don't see the score. I see the tackles at 9 tackles, but I don't see your score in my email address. Yeah, I don't see that part. Okay, I'll be looking, but I don't see it. All right, let me get the rest of these greetings in, man. I appreciate y'all. Wait. Oh, you were so close. Poobie D, 34-16. 34-17. I'm looking at Poobie D. The score was 33-16. Poobie D said 34-17. Charles Rowe said 34-17 also, Poobie D. 34-17. All right, I'm looking further. Those are the two that are the closest. Let me see some. Okay, Gina Jones, she said 33-10. Okay, we'll go back through. But I see two people who have, well, they didn't win, they were close. But we're going to talk about that in just a moment. All right, let me get a couple more greens in. We're going to get to this post-game show. What's going on, Raheem? Mose Logan up in here. Justin Bradley. Travis Beck. What is going on? Tristan York. Appreciate that $10 super chat. We're going to come back and read that when the music go off. Gary Thorcell. What's going on? Terry Tatum. Marquieros. Chavez. What is going on? Gary Thorcell. Richard Owens. What's going on? Michael Tyree in his thing. What's going on? Richard Villegas. John Henry. Let's go. Doomsday Cowboys. Shortman 804. Let's go. What up, RT Holman? Michael Smooth up in this thing. What up, fam? Horace Fisher. Eddie Lowe. What's going on? Shakira. What's going on with you? Chris Kane. What's going on? Ty Howard. Angel Days. Let's go. JCT Slice. Yeah. Shotty finally woke up. Dak Prescott got busy. Appreciate CT Slice. Justin Durham. What's going on, Marvin Mays? That was a great win. Hey, Mr. Get Dirty. What up? Katharina Kiss, what's going on? Yeah. Carlito Cash, what's going on? Kristen Dunaway, Brandon Cook, the 70s Fan Show. Niecy is up late at night. Victory Monday blowout. How about them Cowboys? Much improved defense. Much improved. All right, there's so many I'm not going to be able to get to y'all tonight. I won't get to everybody. I'll get you as we go. Tony Rodriguez, what's going on? Star Guardian X. Appreciate that super chat. Quentin Williams showed up immediately. I told you he would. I know all of us pretty much figured that Quentin Williams was going to show up. But I'm going to tell you who else showed up. And you're not going to notice it on the big plays. Logan Wilson. Did y'all notice how much better the linebacker play was this week? The linebacker play for the Cowboys was solid. Even Murray looked better in coverage. Everything looks more put together with Logan Wilson. The key to the Matt Eberflus defense are the linebackers. They kind of solidified. Did you notice? You didn't see a lot of busted coverages. It just seemed like the defense was flowing along smooth. We finally got a real Mike linebacker. And Quentin Williams. Spectacular. Quentin Williams had 1 sack the whole season for the New York Jets. Quentin Williams had 1.5 sacks tonight against the Raiders. More than what he had with the New York Jets this season. Tristan York, He said, let's go, G. We the boys. Osa, Clark, and Williams, all with sacks. Ezra Rocker was balling. Love what I seen from Agent Zero. All around great performance from this team. All playing for Nealon. Dak was Dak. Yeah, it was an incredible game. It was an incredible game. And I told y'all, man, we don't have to have no debates. George Pickens is incredible. I'm telling y'all, George Pickens is exceeding my expectations. George Pickens is incredible. When they got George Pickens going, everything got going. And the reason being is George Pickens is a different type of receiver. George Pickens is a matchup nightmare. If you're a shorter wide receiver, he's a nightmare. If you're soft, he's a nightmare. If you can't tackle, he's a nightmare. George Pickens, inside, outside, deep, short, mid-range. We're seeing stuff from George Pickens that I don't think any of us thought we were going to see. This dude, George Pickens, is incredible. Did I not tell you? Feed George Pickens. Not because he's not when he's not open. The problem is with George Pickens, and I believe that they're starting to realize it. I know wide receivers say they're always open, but the reality is George Pickens is almost always open because the teams have so much fear of him. Even when they double him, they give him a cushion. Even when they double him, they give him a cushion. Man, George Pickens, boy, he got this thing started tonight. He got this thing going wide open. And the further along this goes down the road, him and CeeDee Lamb are going to continue to play better and better off of each other. And we still got Ryan Flournoy, who can still ball out. A little bit kind of, I'm thankful we got these wide receivers because Ferg, man. I need a little bit more from Ferg. I need a little bit more from Ferg, but I'm glad with what we showed tonight. The team overall was just incredible. Let's pull up a few things from NFL. Let's go into NFL Next Gen Stats and NFL Pro. Check out some of the things that happened tonight. We'll be checking out also some of the interviews and things of that nature. I'm pretty sure Jerry Jones should be up. Man, did y'all see Jerry Jones' face when Quentin Williams got that sack? Boy, that look on Jerry Jones' face was absolutely priceless. I mean, it was absolutely priceless, man. Jerry Jones had a look on his face like, yeah, I was right, wasn't I? Boy, you can't tell Jerry Jones nothing right about now, man. You can't tell Jerry Jones nothing right about now. All right, let's check out see if we can check out some next-gen stats on this game. Was an incredible game, though, all the way around, minus those first two drives by the Cowboys. It was an incredible all-around game. Let's kind of look at some of the stuff from the box score here. And the thing that was so impressive to me, man, let me tell you who else had a great game tonight? Deron Bland had a great game tonight. Now, don't get me wrong. These wide receivers, they're nowhere near. And we know all the stuff about the offensive line. I told you they should have ate, but I'm glad they did. They did. Because had they not, everybody would have been tripping. What's going on, Fido Hall? KH8641 said, didn't like that drop by CD. That seriously has to be cleaned up. But I did like the D coming together. About time Dak learned to spread the ball around. Yeah, he spread it around. But the good thing is, KH, he not only spread it around, but they're just going to have to face the facts at this point in time. George Pickens is unguardable. I said it last week. He's unguardable. Yeah, 70s fan show. He said we have to be honest. Pickens is uncoverable. You can't right now. I don't know, but you can't cover him. Chris Kane, what up? He said, I'm nervous about the Chiefs. Nah, I'm not. You might be thinking about the old Chiefs. I'm not thinking that this Chiefs team is beatable now. This Chiefs team is very beatable. If the Cowboys can do what they did tonight, there are not many teams that can match up with the Cowboys. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. If Brian will go in that bag, if Brian will go in that offensive bag and really call some plays, they are a nightmare for so many teams. Brandon Cup said Blue will be gone next season. I don't think so. I'm not sure yet. I think the Cowboys really like Jaden Blue and his speed. I don't think the Cowboys going to give up on Jaden Blue. Not this quick. I think Jaden Blue will be here for the foreseeable future. Now, maybe after next year, but I think the Cowboys want to take advantage of that speed. I wouldn't even be surprised if Jaden Blue even bulked up a little bit in the offseason. No, Cowboys, I believe, got plans for him in that speed. Like in DC, I don't know about the Lions team. They look awful when Dan took the play calling. You know what? I still say Dan is a little bit arrogant. Dan had a great day out there against the doggone Washington Commanders, and now he think he's an offense coordinator. Bryant, hey, Dan Campbell need to hand that play sheet right over. Need to hand that play sheet right over. Justin Bradley said, I was close on the tackles. Let me get that Overshown jersey. Man, you know what? I was actually shocked. Overshown, if I am not mistaken, somebody, I guess I say they got close. They said two. Overshown only had one tackle. He had one tackle. Revel Jr. had one tackle. Man, let me tell y'all something. Let's go through some players real quick as we look at some of the stats. Let's look at some players that stood out. And we're going to wait for some of the interviews to come down. Yeah, we'll wait for some of those to come down. I'm pretty sure Jerry should be up pretty soon. Let's kind of turn over here to all the normal sources. Let's turn over here to the normal sources that we look at. Let's see here. I want to talk about some of the standout players for the Dallas Cowboys, man. It was some absolutely great standout players for the Dallas Cowboys. And we're going to go through those as we look through the stats. Let me pull up a couple things real quick. Appreciate y'all rocking with me tonight. Let's see. Well. Let's see. Here we go. Pull up the Dallas Cowboys. All right. And we'll wait for a video. We'll wait for everything to come down. But I'm sure everything should be coming down pretty shortly, because I guarantee you Jerry Jones can't wait to start talking to the press. But I'm sure right now he's in the locker room enjoying the festivities that Brian Schottenheimer normally do. Michael Smooth, you were close and somebody else was close. Y'all were one off. So we're gonna carry that Demarion Overshown over to the next game. All right, let's look over here. What I am going to do, though, I am going to I'll announce it here in just a few moments. Okay, let's go back over here to NFL. Okay, so let's talk about some standout players in this game. Standout players will go down the line as we go through the box score on the NFL NFL Pro app. Let's kind of go down the line. Standout players. Let's go offensively.
Yes! Here we go!
Dak Prescott was great tonight. Dak Prescott was 25 of 33, 268 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I still think Dak Prescott kind of got his hand in front of that fumble, but they called it a fumble that led to 3 points. But Dak Prescott, 4 touchdowns, completion percentage, 75.8. Incredible. He had 138.6 quarterback rating, 8.1 yards per attempt. Wow. The Cowboys also got Javonte Williams to where I wanted him to be. 22 carries. Javonte Williams looked good. 93 yards, 4.2 yards per carry, 16 yards. Malik Davis, I would like to see Malik Davis with maybe about 4 more carries. Malik Davis looked good. He was 4 for 20, 5 yards per carry, had a 9-yard run. I was happy to see the Cowboys use Hunter Lipke. Need to use him a little bit more. But just stand out. In particular, Dak Prescott, Javonte Williams. And as it pertains to wide receivers, George Pickens. Incredible. George Pickens was incredible. That's all I can tell you. 11 targets, 9 receptions, 144 yards. Longest reception was 37. This dude had 78 yards after the catch. Y'all don't sweat CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is going to be CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb had that high ankle sprain. CeeDee Lamb, I think, is still kind of getting it together. Not to mention we saw some doubles on him. CeeDee Lamb, 66 yards, 1 touchdown, 13.2 yards per reception. But the standout is George Pickens. Cowboys really used Hunter Lipke on three receptions, 36 yards. Man, Ferg. But those were the standouts as far as the Cowboys go on offense. Man, let me tell you something. Raiders offensive line was crashing down on, the defensive line. The Raiders defensive line was really crashing down on the Cowboys. Defensive standouts. Man, you know what? The entire defense. The entire Cowboys defense, man. The entire Cowboys defense was great. Deron Bland, 6 tackles, 4 assists. He was great. Donovan Ezeraku was a menace all over the place. 2 tackles for loss, 3 tackles, 2 assisted. Shamar James, 3 and 2. Hooker looked pretty good at the safety position tonight. Him and Donovan Wilson, 2 and 1. But the big standout for the Cowboys on defense was truly Quinnen Williams. That stat line was crazy. 1 tackle, 3 assisted, and 1.5 sacks. He was incredible. Man, Maurice Leofau was out there tonight. 1 tackle, 3 assists. James Houston, 1 tackle, 1 assist, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. Kenny Clark, 1 tackle, 1 assisted, had a half sack. Kenneth Murray Jr. But the defensive line, man, they were killing it. Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, these guys, they look great. I also think Logan Wilson looked great. It's not going to show on the stat sheet, but Logan Wilson played great. Another standout on defense, Kalen Carson looked great. Kalen Carson had a couple of really good pass breakups. So we got a Savone Revel Jr. sighting. Savone Revel Jr. looks really swift out there, like the way he looked. So that was the Cowboys in a nutshell as far as the standouts. But the Cowboys, man, it was just overall just a great, it was just a great night for the Cowboys, man. Great night for the Cowboys. Let's look at some of the insights here. I was looking for some of these things earlier. It looked like they got some of it up. George Pickens just all over the place. George Pickens caught 9 of 11 targets. I mean, he was all over the place. George Pickens was short. George Pickens was intermediate routes. George Pickens, he turned this one into a touchdown. George Pickens was incredible tonight. When you're talking about 77 to 78 yards after the catch, crazy. Dak Prescott throw selection, just off the chain. Dak Prescott short, intermediate, deep. He did take 1 deep shot. I mean, just great game by Dak Prescott. Quinnen Williams, 5 pressure on 28 pass rushes, earned 1.5 sacks. I mean, look at how far Quinnen Williams is in the backfield for the Dallas Cowboys. Quinnen Williams made an immediate impact. But I got to see it now. Where I want to see it now is I want to see him against the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Cowboys can beat the Philadelphia Eagles similar to how they beat the Raiders if they really play their game. The Philadelphia Eagles have a scoring problem. The Philadelphia Eagles have a true scoring problem. The Cowboys ought to be able to beat them. If the Cowboys can hold them defensively, the Cowboys can beat the Eagles. And I think they will beat the Eagles. The Eagles can't score points. They can't. Tristan York, appreciate that super chat. Again, read this earlier, but I want to read it again. Osa, Clark, and Williams, all with sacks. Yes, Ezraku balling. Let me go to Star Garden next. Appreciate that super chat. Star Garden, I said it before. Jerry might want to sign him now. Because if he continues this, he would need $60 million by the end of the season. Did I not tell you? Star Guardian X. What did I say I would do for George Pickens? You remember what I said? If I was Jerry Jones, I would go to George Pickens right now, and I would make George Pickens the highest paid wide receiver in football. I'd make that offer right now. Because it don't matter if you make it now or later. You're going to have to make it. George Pickens is going to be highly sought after. The Cowboys got the franchise tag option, but I don't think David Mulugeta and George Pickens are going to play on a franchise tag. I think they'll figure out a way to try to get around it. Yeah, Jade Morse, I appreciate it. Jade Morse said, take your time tonight. He said it's been a while. He said, let's enjoy all of this. He said it's been a rough couple of weeks, both football and non-football related. Yeah. Tristan York, appreciate that super chat. Tremendous coaching from Shotty. Yeah, I was a little bit worried on the first two drives, but after that, he got warmed up. Tremendous coaching from Shotty and whole coaching staff, getting this team ready to play after the Neyland situation. Truly, I said it too. Pickens is fire. Uh-oh. Y'all ready? I posted this on X tonight. And I may catch some flack for this, and we'll see how it turns out after this game. But the defensive game you saw tonight, that was Matt Eberflus' defense. The defense you saw tonight, that is the Matt Eberflus defense. All of the characteristics of the Matt Eberflus defense. Rush 4, drop 7. They did sprinkle some 5-man fronts in there. And it really seems like to me when I look at the Cowboys 5-man front, because the ends are so small, when you're talking about Jadeveon Clowney and Donovan Ezraku, the Cowboys 5-man front to me looks more like a 3-4 defense. It's like it's a hybrid between a 5-2 and a 3-4. Because looking at because the 5-2 defense is easily migrated into a 3-4 depending upon who do you put on the ends. If you put defensive ends on the end, looking at this diagram right here, if you put defensive ends on the end, it's a 5-2 defense. But if you put linebackers on the end, it's a 3-4 defense. And when you think about Donovan Ezraku and Jadeveon Clowney, with their athleticism and the way they're kind of built, it's kind of like an in-between. It's kind of an in-between type thing for the Cowboys. So this thing that we're seeing, this defense we saw tonight, that is what Matt Eberflus has been attempting to do with the Dallas Cowboys. And, hey, I think having Logan Wilson and Quentin Williams helped him out tremendously. Overshown and Savon Revel Jr., they kind of, I know Overshown helped just being, I think that kind of motivated the team just with him being out there. Probably Savon Revel Jr. too. But again, I got to give Kalen Carson mad props. Kalen Carson made about 4 or 5 plays that jumped off the television screen at me. When he knocked down that pass against Byers, when he came up and made that hit that made Ashton Genty drop that pass, I mean, Kalen Carson was making some plays that jumped off the screen at me that made me go, wow, this dude is playing his butt off. And so, again, Savon Revel Jr., I saw the speed. I saw the swiftness. I saw the break on the ball with Savon Revel Jr. Savon going to be one of them. The healthier he gets, he going to be one of them. Demarion Overshown, still got to get them legs back up under him. I think by the Kansas City Chiefs game, Overshown is going to be in full beast mode. But I want to go back to what Tristan York said. He said the entire coaching staff. As much as Matt Eberflus has been beat down, man, I'm gonna give Matt Eberflus his credit. Matt Eberflus coached a really good game tonight. Matt Eberflus coached a very good defensive game. Joshua said George Pickens was on gremlin mode. Yeah, unstoppable. His new nickname is Gremlin. Yeah, who let the gremlin out? They poured water on him. And man, he was, man, let me tell you why I love George Pickens, man. His attitude is insane to me. George Pickens, for me, when I see George Pickens is the type of player that he's playing like I'm supposed to be playing like this. George Pickens is playing like I'm supposed to be playing like this, and I'm mad. I'm mad because it's like people didn't know I was him. Man, George Pickens has an attitude that I absolutely love. George Pickens is saying, I'm him. Man, I'm telling you, by the end of this season, we're going to be having a conversation of whether or not George Pickens is the best wide receiver in the league. I'm telling you right now, there is not a wide receiver in the league right now to take over George Pickens. And I've been had this energy. There isn't a wide receiver in the league I'm taking over George Pickens right now. He's incredible. He could have got more. I'm just telling you, he could have got more. Real estate vet, appreciate that super chat. Yes. Real estate vet. You heard me. I didn't even read your comment before I said it. I'm in total agreement with you. Yeah, real estate vet. And I hope that's what they do. Can we give the game ball to Matt Eberflus, please? The way he called and had the defense ready, we owe that man a silent clap. Let's give him a real one. Standing ovation. I said it earlier, man. Matt Eberflus coached a heck of a game. What we saw tonight, that was the Matt Eberflus defense. That was the Matt Eberflus defense. That's exactly what he's been trying to do. That's exactly what he's been trying to do. They gave him the players and he did it. Bottom line, they gave him the players. We said it today. We were not expecting the 85 Bears, but we were expecting a difference. Man, people can tell me all day long about X's and O's, and I can appreciate them. But the Larrys and the Joes, they can make the most basic X's and O's. There are so many coaches that have literally got careers started off of players who just made simple stuff look incredible. Man, let me tell you something. Brian Schottenheimer should go home at night, and I'm sure he does. Brian Schottenheimer should go home at night. He should pray to God and tell God, thank you, God. Thank you for allowing my first coaching stint to be with a 30-year-old savvy veteran quarterback in Dak Prescott, to have CeeDee Lamb, and to have traded for George Pickens, to have Javonte Williams, to not be like Pete Carroll. Could y'all imagine if Brian Schottenheimer got the Las Vegas Raiders job? He would probably be one and done. But he comes to the Cowboys at a time where Jerry wants to really turn the tide, and Jerry wants to get him a Super Bowl before he goes into the grave. And so they went and got him players. He got him players on offense, and now they're getting him players on defense. Great job tonight by Matt Eberflus. And again, hey, great game tonight, but the real test is Sunday. The real test is Sunday. But tonight was a perfect get-back game for the Cowboys. Perfect get-back game. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely love it. You want to talk about a game that's going to build the confidence of this defense? They should be good to go in the next game for sure. Yeah, April Shaw was paid that man. Yeah. Brandon Cupp said, I really believe that Dak restructures his contract. It's already restructured. Brandon Cupp, it's already restructured. The Cowboys did it when they first did the contract. Dak Prescott said this last year. He said, my contract is structured, so if we get that big fish, they don't even have to come ask me. They just go do it. They've already structured his contract, Lamb's contract, Smith's contract, Bland's contract. The restructures are built in. All the Cowboys have to do is push the button, and they will push the button, trust me. They're going to push the button on those contracts, and Pickens is getting paid. Joshua, he said Pickens playing like the real 88 with the attitude. Man, I'm telling you. Pickens, but man, this dude is playing different right now. This man is playing different right now, man. He's killing it. Yeah, he's killing it. And again, boy, Quentin Williams. Woo! Woo! Quentin Williams, man. Quentin Williams was living in that backfield tonight. Quentin Williams was living in that backfield tonight. Hey, Gary Thorcell, I liked it. He did it in a respectable way, but I liked it. Hey, Gary, I'm telling you what he told him. I'm telling you what he told him. Man, I'm open. What are you doing? I guarantee you he told him, I'm open. What are you doing? Yeah. I guarantee you. He told him he was there. Tatiana, what's going on? She said, I'm glad they stayed focused. They did. They did. And I give Brian Schottenheimer credit. I questioned it, but I give him credit. I don't agree with it necessarily, but I give him credit. Brian Schottenheimer decided to sit CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens first drive of the game. Now, okay, that was the Raiders. You could do that. That might have been a game-changing decision against a team like the Eagles, a team like the Raiders. The Eagles, the Chiefs, the Lions. That's a tough decision to make in games like that. It was the Raiders today. That decision could have cost you the game because the Cowboys didn't score on those first two drives. Man, I was nervous. Now, you do that against a better team, man, them drives count. Man, you got to make them drives count. You can't be playing around. But after those two drives, Cowboys, they got back right, got it together, and they balled out. So let's kind of go back and look at the keys to the game. I always like to do this after every game. We talked about the keys to the Cowboys and what they had to do. I want to look back at the storyline real quick that I talked about, because the storylines, man, it's really what the drama is in the game. When we think about what we said were the storylines, Brian Schottenheimer versus Pete Carroll. Brian Schottenheimer won. Now, I feel sorry for I feel sorry for Pete Carroll. Well, I don't feel sorry for him. But, I just got to state the obvious. Brian Schottenheimer is on a better losing team than Pete Carroll is. See, the Cowboys, in my opinion, shouldn't be 3-5-1. The Cowboys should actually be around 5. The Cowboys should probably be 5-3-1. At the very least, they should be 5-3-1. And Brian's got some good pieces, man. But he got the best of Pete Carroll today. Now, his defense almost showed up. Just wasn't enough for Dak Prescott in that offense. Marshawn Nealon, I love the fact how they brought the jersey out there, had it on the sideline. Ryan Flanoy at the end of the game was holding it up. I absolutely love that. Overshown and Revel Jr., I like the fact that this was the kind of game that we really didn't have to depend on them. It was more about them getting their, getting their football legs back. So that happened tonight, and I thought that was a success. Geno Smith has been struggling. Ashton Genty has struggled, and they both struggled. And I think the reason why they're both struggling is because that offensive line, boy, that offensive line is terrible. And I said that during the storyline. That offensive line for the Raiders is terrible. Man, that thing is terrible. So let's go over here. So we talked about the other key matchups. Cowboys defensive line versus the Raiders offensive line. The Cowboys won that. Cowboys D-line destroyed the Raiders offensive line. Cheeto Smith versus the Cowboys secondary. I thought he did decent, but the Cowboys defensive line was too much for him. Genty versus the Cowboys defensive line. He looked terrible tonight. Cowboys O-line versus Raiders D-line. Boy, that was tough. That was tough. Dak Prescott, again, taking some shots. On the ground a lot. That D-line, for the Cowboys are going to have to figure out a way to shore up that offensive line because even the Raiders gave him problems today. Max Crosby versus Steele and Thomas, and we did see where Max Crosby got the best of Terrence Steele over there. Terrence Steele, I want to say he played a better game, but man, Max Crosby was giving him everything he could handle. Offensive keys, the Cowboys did reestablish the run. I said they needed to protect Dak Prescott. I said they needed to feed George Pickens. What did they do tonight? They fed George Pickens. Show Pete Carroll something different. I think they did show him something a little bit different. As in George Pickens. I think some of the things they did with George Pickens, I think some of the things they tried to do with, he tried to implement the screen game. He did a few things different. I think Malik Davis going forward, I think Malik Davis is probably going to be the Cowboys' outside run game. I do not think the Cowboys are done with Jaden Blue. Trust me when I tell you, I don't think they're done with Jaden Blue. Jaden Blue is probably going to try to work himself back, and that's kind of what they want him to do. I think that Jaden Blue will be back later on, but for right now, Davis is going to probably be that outside run game, and he looked good tonight. The play calling for the Cowboys was aggressive, a lot more aggressive, especially. And you know what? I'm going to give Brian Schottenheimer a lot of credit. This was the most aggressive game I've seen Brian Schottenheimer call on the road. This is the most aggressive game I've seen him call on the road. I also said on the offensive keys, the Cowboys needed to score 30-plus points. They got back to their dominant ways. Let's check something else out here, too. Let's check something else out here, too, on the okay, one of the things that I said the Cowboys would do, let's see here. Run the ball, run Javonte Williams 20 to 25 times. The Dallas Cowboys ran Javonte Williams 22 times tonight. They ran him 22 times. Didn't do anything with Blue, but the Cowboys did use Hunter Lipke as the fullback in the run game a little bit, and they definitely used him in the pass game. He had 3 for 30-something. Span forward, they did line him up on. They did line him up as a blocker. I'm not sure how much they did it on Crosby's side, but they did. Cowboys did have 1 turnover. They did a really good job of penalties tonight. I'll have to see what that is in the morning. But the Cowboys, they did really well when it came to penalties. They didn't take the 5 or 6 deep shots, but they did take one. I think it was 1 deep one, maybe 2. The Cowboys scored touchdowns instead of field goals. Love the fact they did that. Still haven't figured out a way to get the explosive plays with Kevontae Turpin. Got Floyd Noy a little bit involved in the passing game. Need a little bit more. But the Cowboys, when you look at the run game, very fluid tonight. Javonte Williams, 93 yards. Malik Davis had 20 yards. So we got 113 yards. Hunter Lipke, he ran for 5, so that's 118 yards. If you take Dak Prescott's 4, then you'll get 114 yards. But I want to see that run game for the Cowboys continue to evolve because I really do think the magic number for Dak Prescott is probably around 25 to 30 throws a game. That's really where I want to see Dak Prescott. Don't really need the huge numbers. Don't need the 400-yard games. Not really interested in that. You can win the MVP without doing that. Dak Prescott continue to do what he does is going to take this team exactly where it needs to go, especially if the defense can hold up. When we're about to get to our real competition with the Philadelphia Eagles. The Cowboys versus the Raiders on defense. The Cowboys got about 6 defensive stops. They did force 2 turnovers, if I'm not mistaken. Terrorized Geno Smith. They did that. Stop Genty. They did that. Let me make sure. Let me make sure on that. But I thought the Cowboys, let's see. I thought they got 2 turnovers, or was it? Let's see. Yeah, the Cowboys did manage to get 2 turnovers, I believe. Okay, it was 1 interception. Okay, they got 1 turnover. So it's 1 interception. And then I don't know. You could almost count the safety as a turnover, because that is a turnover and down. So that was great. So the Cowboys did stop Genty, stop the run. They did a great job with some of the blitzes I saw them do. And they played physical. The defense was extremely physical. So they did a lot of the things that we talked about in the keys to them winning the game. In here, Williams and Clark rushed 4. The Cowboys did do some of that. They were very crafty in how they used the 5-man fronts. They did use some of them, but they didn't go overboard. And I still say they're using it kind of like a hybrid of a 5-man front and a 3-4. Revel Jr., they did limit his snap count, him and Overshown. Safety play was better, but it is the Raiders. Stop the run, no explosive plays, didn't see a lot of that. They played physical, gap integrity. Logan Wilson took care of a lot of that, and the Cowboys did create a turnover. So I said the Cowboys would run for 150-plus yards. They ran for 118, netted 114. Cowboys D-line, multiple sacks. The Cowboys did get multiple sacks. Let me see, how many did the Cowboys get in all? Cowboys got 4 sacks in all. 4 sacks in all. I said I thought Pickens would have a big night. George Pickens did have a big night, 9 for 144. Williams and Logan, instant payoff, and it was Williams jumped off the screen the moment he got on defense. Williams just jumped off the screen. Cowboys defense plays better, kind of like I thought they would. Cowboys will play physical, kind of like I thought they would. It was a must-win game, and the Cowboys won it. Yeah. I almost hit profit status this week. All right. I said the Cowboys would win the game, 31-13. Cowboys won the game, 33-16. I was off by 2 points on the Cowboys, and I was off by 3 points on the Raiders. Pooby D said it was going to be 34-17. I think I had someone else said it was going to be 34-17. So they were closer than me also. Closer than me, actually. So great game all around. Jigger Man, what up with you? He said, OG, felt so good to put that 0 on tonight. Great win. Yeah. I'm with you. Oh, yeah, Brandon Aubrey going to get paid. Thankfully, he's a kicker. Justin Bradley, he said, yeah, he only had 1 tackle. Nobody guessed it. Nope, nobody got DeMorion Overshown right. You only had 1. Somebody said 2. Somebody said 0, but nobody said 1. I was a little bit surprised, but after I kind of saw him kind of running around out there, got to realize he hadn't played football in a year, and he was trying to get his legs under him. He'll be better the next game. Newhouse fam, what's going on? What you said, 2026 draft and free agency. I want to see all defense picks and signings. Me too. Because you don't need to do the offense. Man, sign George Pickens and be done with it. See who's out there in free agency, and you'll be good. Tatiana said, I hope they will. I hope it's not a circus when it comes to getting him his money. No, they got to pay him. George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, you have got to keep that tandem together. They are incredible together. Don't y'all worry. We're going to see a game here in the next 2 to 3 games. CeeDee Lamb is going to be the one that's going to have the game. that George Pickens had tonight, and George Pickens will have the game that CeeDee Lamb had, because I guarantee you the word is really out, and we're about to face some really good defenses. And I'm telling you right now, the Eagles, though, I don't think they can do anything with the Cowboys receivers. I do think you'll see a team like the Lions. I think you'll see a team like the Rams. They're going to do everything they can do to take George Pickens out of the game. I'm not sure the other teams can. The Cowboys offense, I think, is too much for the Philadelphia Eagles defense. We saw what the Cowboys did to them the first time. I think they'll do even more now that they've been playing for a while. Joshua said Pickens playing like the real 88 with the attitude. Oh, yeah, I got that early. Appreciate you. Edward Frazier. Yeah, one game at a time. Philly is next. Philly is next. Appreciate that super chat. Lord Nova said, yo, G, this W started off my 40th birthday right. Happy birthday, Lord Nova. Yeah, that was a great present. That was a great present. It was a great win. I love the way the win looked. What's going on, Angie? You know what? I think Dak Prescott, I don't know if it was how he broke. I don't know if it was the break, but I think Dak may have thrown it just a teeny bit short because CeeDee Lamb was so open. I think he had to kind of break kind of weird to catch the ball. So not too much tripping on CeeDee for dropping that one. You know, I'm not gonna trip too hard on him for dropping that one. But it was just an all-around great game for the Dallas Cowboys. And so, again, I don't know about other people. A lot of people, oh, I don't like games I love games like that. I wish it would have been worse. Yep, I absolutely wish it would have been worse. And I'm hoping next week the Cowboys go out and start doing the same thing. I hope they go out and do the same thing. Do the same thing to the doggone Philadelphia Eagles. But I'm telling y'all, man, the Philadelphia Eagles have been due for a butt whooping. They are due for a butt whooping. Man, the Eagles have been winning some of the weirdest, closest games you'll ever want to see in your life. It is time for them to get some butt whoopings out there, y'all. And I think the Cowboys are going to whoop that butt. They're going to put belt to the butt on the Philadelphia Eagles. Cowboys are going to whoop that butt. Yeah, I believe they're going to beat the Eagles. The Eagles got a scoring problem. They have a serious scoring problem. The Cowboys are going to beat them. The next real game will be the Chiefs. Thanksgiving is going to be the game of the year. Thanksgiving is going to be the game of the year. I think the Cowboys beat the Chiefs. I think the Cowboys beat the Eagles. That's going to put the Cowboys at 5 wins. And when the Cowboys win that game, the stakes are going to be so high on that Chiefs game because if the Cowboys get the 6 wins, there'll probably be a team or two coming up this week. They're going to lose. And then that's going to really throw the Cowboys fan base into a frenzy because the Chiefs game is going to have a lot of weight. A lot of weight. But this Eagles is a divisional game. And I just don't think when it comes to the Eagles and the Cowboys, I think the Eagles and the Cowboys can sweep the Commanders and the Giants. But I don't think there's any way the Eagles sweep the Cowboys. I don't think it's going to happen. Cowboys going to be fired up in Dallas. They're going to have another Marshawn kneeling ceremony in Dallas. They're going to be fired up even more so in Dallas. And y'all thought Quentin Williams showed out this game? Wait till you see him against the Eagles. Wait till you see Quentin Williams against the Eagles next week. That boy going to ball. You watch what I tell you. He going to ball. Hammer, oh, what's up, Bam Bam Gaines? He said GP3 looked like Prime Odell and Andre Johnson had a baby. Boy, they sit at Kobe's house for 5 years. Man, let me tell you something, Bam Bam. This dude, George Pickens, is about to become a multimillionaire. George Pickens is about to become a multimillionaire. Not only is he going to get a big-time contract from the Cowboys, the endorsement deals are going to be ridiculous. George Pickens just got to stay on the same trajectory, keep himself together. George is about to become a multi-millionaire, man. They do. People, what? Raheem, who are these crazy people? Trade CeeDee Lamb? Boy, please. Nah. We need what we have right now. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. We need both of them. Because we are going to play teams and they're going to do their best job to take out George Pickens. There may be some teams, man, I'm telling you, we're going to play some teams, they're probably going to commit 3 people to him. And that's when CeeDee Lamb is going to tear him up. Now, we got to keep everything. Look, guys, let me tell you, I'm not listening to nobody. Everything the Cowboys have, we need to keep all of it. I don't care what anyone talking about. Yeah, the Cowboys got $20 million tied up in Quentin Williams and $20 million in Oso Digizua and $10 million in Kenny Clark and whatever other million he gonna have next year. I don't care what they have tied up in those 3 players. I want all 3 of those players back on this team next year. And I want George Pickens signed. No, I'm praying the Joneses have no more compromises. Do not look at this team talking about, okay, well, we got to make a compromise. No, don't make no compromises. I don't give a doggone who contract you got to rework. I don't care who contract you got to rework. I don't care if you got to kick Dak Prescott's contract 5 years down the line. The time is now. 2026, 2027, and still try to make a run this year. Still try to make the run this year. Nah, man, the Cowboys got something. They got something. They do. JL said, what up, JL Channel? He said, yeah, I believe this defense can beat the Eagles. I do too. If Dallas can score 30, it will be enough to beat Philly. Philly got a scoring problem. That's why I think the Cowboys can beat them too. They have a scoring problem. The Cowboys gonna ball out next week. The Cowboys will be riding the Neyland energy even more at home. That was on the road. No, the real fire is going to come at home. You watch what I tell you. You can't really honor Marshawn Neyland on the road the way you can honor him at home. No, it's a different conversation at home. Now, the Eagles have been due for a butt kicking, man. The Eagles are due for a butt kicking. They've been winning games by the hair of their chinny chin chin. And I still say the ref gave them one last night because that Detroit Lions, that was not pass interference at the end of that game. That was not pass interference. That ball wasn't even catchable. I don't even know what they're doing. Daniel said both the Cowboys and the Raiders had 6 penalties tonight. Okay. That was great for the Cowboys. Newhouse said trade CD and take away our defense is dumb to say. Man, you ain't lying, boy. Ain't no way I'm trading CeeDee Lamb. Ain't no way I'm trading CeeDee Lamb. These dudes are great. Gregory. He said Angle made some great punts tonight too. All right, let me read a couple more super chats here. Robert Simmons, what's going on? Robert Simmons, he said, check your email, G. I was close for tonight's score. Yeah, I got 2 of y'all that was close. Let me see. Let me check my email real quick. I had 2 of y'all that was close. I think that was you and Poobie D, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Poobie D was 34-17. Okay, Robert Simmons. Oh, you were 32. You were 32-14, Robert Simmons. So you were actually off by 3. But Poobie D, on the other hand, Poobie D was only off by 2. So Poobie D would trump you. Yeah, Poobie D would actually trump you. And there is one more person to see. Poobie D was 34-17. Oh, and Charlie Rowe. Charlie Rowe, 34-17. Poobie D, 34-17. Okay, is Charlie Rowe in the house tonight? Charlie Rowe in the house tonight. Let me know if you're in the house tonight, Charlie Rowe. Now, you did not get the score. Charlie Rowe, you did not get the score. And neither did Poobie D. But on this, because we're giving away that quarter zip, Charlie Rowe is not in the building tonight. Doesn't like Charlie Rowe is in the building. So I am going to give that quarter zip to my man Poobie D. Poobie D always got my back. Poobie D, I got you, my brother. Poobie D, send me your address, Poobie D. You were only 1 point off on each one. 1 point off. Robert, you were close, but Poobie D beat you. He trumped you. Now for that George Pickens jersey, we're gonna carry that over to next week or either Thanksgiving. We'll carry that over. And we'll add another one to the fray. I think we're gonna add Quinnen Williams in there too. So we got to do George Pickens, George Pickens. Yeah, George Pickens, Demarion Overshown, and Quinnen Williams. We got to do all three of those. All right. So yeah, Poobie D, send me your information. Send me your information. Let me see here. Yeah. Poobie D was the closest. Him and Rowe. Him and Rowe were the closest. All right, Poobie D, make sure you send me your information. Send me that information. My man Poobie D. Appreciate you rocking with me. We're going to be doing more giveaways as we continue going on for the rest of the season. We're going to probably Thanksgiving, we're going to have our 20,000 we're going to have our 20,000 subscriber celebration. So we're going to take care of it, and then like I said, y'all still got an opportunity to win that George Pickens jersey. We're going to add Quinnen Williams to the mix, and George Pickens, Quinnen Williams, and of course now we have Demarion Overshown in the mix. The Big Rombowski, what's going on tonight? How'd you enjoy that win, Big Rombowski? Rombowski said other teams might be able to play Pickens slightly more, but he won't be able to produce out there like he does here. I agree. I say Jerry just needs to get the money close to the top, but heavily incentive laden. It's a great idea too. It's a great idea. Yeah, hey, because I'm telling you now, the Cowboys have got to keep George Pickens. George Pickens, man, I'm telling you, CeeDee Lamb is incredible. But when you get another incredible wide receiver, boy, ain't no way I'm letting both of them. There's no way I'm letting one of them receivers go. There is no way. When you get two receivers that good, you are foolish if you let one of those receivers go. They play so well together. And again, everybody calm down. There are going to be games. There are going to be games where it's going to be CeeDee Lamb who's going to have 150 yards. And George Pickens is going to have around 60 to 70 yards. There will be those games. So the Cowboys need both of these wide receivers because there will be teams that we will play and they are going to be able to put up a fight against us and try to hold one of those receivers down, if not both. And I'm so glad that we got Ryan Flanoy, because Ryan Flanoy, he's a monster too. We got Ryan Flanoy, and I believe this defense, because man, let me tell y'all something. I never thought this season that I would actually be able to say the defense looked better than the offense. In that first quarter, that defense looked better than the offense. I was kind of like, wow. I never thought I would say the defense is looking good for the Cowboys. They were looking good, man. They looked great. Oh, let me read a couple more super chats. Edward Frazier, appreciate that super chat. Now, Edward Frazier, let me tell you why nobody should get mad. Edward Frazier, you said Pickens is better than CD. And the reason why nobody should get mad is you said in your opinion. It's okay to have that opinion. It's okay to have that opinion. And sometimes, man, we just got to count our blessings. Let me tell you sometimes how we get lost in the sauce. For us to even try to have conversations about CeeDee Lamb, who's the best out of CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, that's a great problem to have. Boy, that's a great problem to have right there, man. Boy, sometimes you just got to thank God for problems like those, man. I want those problems. I don't want that problem between them. But if we want to have those problems and have those discussions, the only thing that's telling me is we got two great receivers. We have two great receivers, and I absolutely love it. Gene Martz, he said Philly can't throw. Exactly. And now without big three inside, they can't run either. Next week is already in the books at home. Oh, Gene Martz, I'm with you. I think Cowboys going mollywobble. The Eagles is one of those teams, man. This is exactly how they beat you. They're not going to beat you throwing. They're going to beat you running the ball. The Cowboys got an inside game now that if you're going to try to beat the Cowboys, you better go outside. And even then, the linebacker pursuit tonight, it looked a lot better. But again, it was the Raiders. But I'm still going to give the Cowboys credit. I'm still going to give the Cowboys credit. Because they did it the way they were supposed to do it. They did it big. They did it big. And that's what you want. They did it big. Because you definitely don't want them playing some team. You definitely don't want them playing the Raiders and the score was like 19-18. We'd be looking at that game talking about they don't have a chance against the Eagles next week. But the Cowboys have better than a chance. Cowboys going to be at home. Offense looked explosive on the road. Brian Schottenheimer went his bag a little bit. He went into his bag a little bit. Now let's get him at home. I think they're going to be fired up again. That Marshawn Nealon thing, they're going to be fired up again. And the big game is going to be Thanksgiving. Because I'm telling y'all, man, the Eagles are due a butt kicking. I'm telling you, they do a butt kicking, man. They are due a butt kicking. And so I am absolutely ecstatic about this Cowboys win tonight. All right, so still kind of waiting on some of the player interviews. Still waiting on some of the player interviews to come down. Nothing has come down as of yet, so we're still holding out for those. Went to DallasCowboys.com, checking X. Haven't seen anything yet. So I'm going to come to the comments and read some of your comments as we wait. And just keep looking at some of the things that are coming down over here on X. Posted by Cowboys Fan Talk over on X. Quentin Williams in his Cowboys debut, 1.5 sacks, seven total pressures, 21.4% pass rush win rate. Quentin was incredible tonight, man. Quentin was incredible tonight. And he looked a lot like he wanted to play tonight. I loved it. Man, let me tell you something. I got to feel sorry for Ashton Jeanty, man. Man, this dude may literally be wasted for 2 seasons. Not 1, but 2. Because I don't know how the Raiders going to fix that mess of a defense. A mess of an offensive line. I don't know how they're going to fix it. They should have just went ahead and traded. Well, you know what? I'm actually glad. I won't say it like this. I would rather have elite defensive tackle play any day of the week than elite edge rusher play, because I think with elite defensive tackle play, good to great edge rushers will get to the quarterback. So I'm good. Chris says, so y'all okay with letting Javonte Williams go? Why are we letting Javonte Williams go? Javonte Williams has got to be one of the best deals in football right now. Why in the world would we let Javonte Williams go? Now, Javonte Williams, I think he is on a 1-year deal. There could be a market out there for him. Not sure I think it's a 1-year deal with the Cowboys. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys try to extend him. Cowboys may try to extend him early. He's a running back. The Cowboys could probably get him for what, $10 million a year? Sign him to a $30 million deal for 2 years, $20 million guaranteed. That's what I would do if I were the Cowboys. Yeah, I would keep Javonte Williams. I think what the Cowboys have going on right, yeah, it's a 1-year contract. $1 million signing bonus, $1.5 million base salary. I'm sorry, and $500,000 in incentives roster bonus. So it's about a $3 million contract. It's a 1-year contract. There may be some teams after Javonte Williams after this season, but I am hoping that the Cowboys get an opportunity to get. I'm hoping the Cowboys get an opportunity to get Phil Maffa out there before the season is up too. I don't know where they stashing him at. He gonna smell like mothballs when he come out. Okay, Angie said her score was close. I don't know. Was it close as Poobie D's? Because Poobie D was off by 1 point on each one of them. I'll go back and check here on yours. I think I did see it. Let me see. 35-13. 35-13. You were 3 points off. Yeah, you were 5 points off. Poobie D was only 2 points off. Don't worry, we got another one coming up on Sunday. I'm going to try to make it even easier for y'all to win. What's going on, Blue Star? Blue Star said, what up, G? Ain't nothing sweet about us right now. He said, we cooking Philly and KC this upcoming weeks. Mark my words. Hey, man, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Calvin Richard, appreciate that $2 super chat. Calvin, you thought the same thing, too? Sam Williams has no idea how to set the edge. Man, let me tell you something. Sam Williams is not going... Man, I'll be shocked if Sam Williams is here next year. Sam Williams talked all this noise. Sam Williams had me hyped up, boy. I'm thinking Sam Williams going to come out here and tear some stuff up. Man, Sam Williams hasn't done anything hardly this season. I mean, he had that block punt last week. But other than that, man, Sam Williams, I think, has been a disappointment for the Dallas Cowboys. I really think he's been a disappointment for the Cowboys. For real. Hey, DC for your roster, man. Boy, let me tell you. Boy, that flop by Tyler Guyton, man, I'm telling you, that thing was terrible. Josh Allen did a bad one, too, this past week. But Tyler Guyton, Boy, Tyler Guyton took the cake this week, man. Man, you could have put that man on Broadway, boy. Could have put that man on Broadway. What up, Christian Legal? What's going on with you tonight? How you enjoy that win? Justin said he was doing that Shakespeare. Boy, that is the worst. Man, I said this, man. I was like, man, Tyler Guyton ought to be suspended 2 games for that flop, boy. That was terrible, boy. Yeah, Arkansas Festus. Tony Hill and Drew Pearson. Arkansas, this duo does resemble Drew Pearson and Tony Hill more than it resembles Michael Irvin and Alvin Harper. I really think, just in my opinion, just on my eye test of watching both of these two wide, and actually I've seen all 3 wide receiver duos showing my age, but when I compared them to what I've seen with my own eyes, Alvin Harper was not as good as what George Pickens is right now. Alvin Harper was first and second year wide receiver doing some of the things that he did. But he's not George Pickens. He's not George Pickens. Now, Lamb, of course, I don't put many wide receivers on the level of Michael Irvin. But I do think because CeeDee Lamb is better than Alvin Harper too, I would say CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens might be borderline better than Irvin and Harper. I'm taking Irvin over all of them. but I would take George Pickens over Harper. And I'm probably taking CeeDee Lamb over Harper too. This wide receiver duo for the Cowboys between these two, they are approaching Drew Pearson, Tony Hill type level wide receiver. Because, man, people do not realize how great Drew Pearson and Tony Hill were. They were great too. 555, the defense does look better. And again, we're going to get our real test we're going to get our real test on Sunday. Short week, Cowboys got to fly back home. I'm pretty sure they'll get back home tonight. Probably take the day off tomorrow, get back at it on Thursday, and get back at it on Tuesday. Well, they'll be off Tuesday, get back at it on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, be ready to play Sunday. Mac, man, we can't move on from Turpin. We signed Turpin to an extension. Yeah, we got Turpin on an extension. Turpin will be here next year, too. Mark Marquietos, he said, gee, do you think Diggs will be back for the remainder? Oh, Trayvon Diggs for the remainder of this season. I don't think he should. I don't think the Cowboys should, and I don't think Trayvon Diggs should. Diggs isn't going to be here next year. Cowboys should continue moving on from Trayvon Diggs. Savon Revel Jr. The guy who I think is really going to keep Trayvon Diggs out is not Savon Revel Jr. The guy who I think is going to keep him out is Kalen Carson. Kalen Carson looked great 2 games in a row. Why would you need Diggs? Diggs is not going to be here next year. Everything that's here now, just keep working with what's going to be here next year. And if I'm Diggs, I wouldn't come back. Diggs needs to just focus on getting 100% healthy and prepare himself to be a free agent next year. Nothing about performance. I just think there's just been so many things that have happened between the Cowboys and Diggs. If I'm Diggs, man, get yourself healthy, bro. There is life after the Cowboys. There is life after the Cowboys. Ask DeMarcus Lawrence. I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence may be having when you think about Lawrence, Jordan Lewis, Michael Parsons, of those 3 players that we lost from last year, shoot, DeMarcus Lawrence may absolutely be having the best time out of all 3 of them. He's having an incredible year. So if I'm the Cowboys, just kind of stay with what you're doing. Keep on developing Kalen. Kalen looks great. Let's see what Savon Revel Jr. is. Josh Butler should be back. Let's see what Josh Butler is. I think the Cowboys will be good. I think the Cowboys will be absolutely good. And not to mention, hey, we got a little bit more football to go before the Cowboys start getting to a point of where they are as far as do they really want all hands on deck at this point. But I think where the Cowboys are right now, just kind of stay right there and let's see how things goes. But again, I'm on the other side of this if I'm Diggs. Man, if I was Diggs' agent, I would literally be telling Diggs, get healthy. Get healthy. Don't you hit that field until you are 100%. And if we can, let's just sit the rest of the season out. That's what I would do. Because I think Diggs needs to get all the way healthy. Because I do think I'm not sure we've seen a healthy Diggs all season. So, great question, Marquietos. But you never know. I'm not the one making the decisions for the Cowboys. If he does come back, I'm not going to be mad. Diggs comes back, plays well, what am I mad about? If Diggs comes back and plays well, that's better for the Cowboys. Yeah, that's better for the Cowboys. All right, let's get a little bit more in here. Rumbowski said, I don't know about wasted. Genty looks out of his depth. Man, I'm going to tell you something, Rumbowski. I will not be surprised. This dude, Ashton Genty, winds up traded after next season or something crazy. Because, man, this dude, there is no way they fixed that line in a year. There is no way they fixed that line in a year. 6 rushing yards. Wait a minute. 6 rushing yards. Man, Ashton Genty, 6 carries for 7 yards. I'm sorry, that would make me not want to play for a team no more. 6 carries, 7 yards. Man, I just couldn't play. I just couldn't, man. I couldn't. Big Rumbowski, they tried to add that wrinkle in with him tonight. Him catching out of the backfield. It's very foreign for him. He runs hesitant, doesn't hit the openings along the line. I say he still has a lot left to prove. Again, we got to look, he played with Boise, the kind of style they played. Then you get with a team now with like the Raiders, and the Raiders are wanting you to, they're wanting him to be a bell cow back between the tackles. I just don't think that's I wouldn't want to play for the Raiders. Lock and D, we finna break the bank next year. Lock and Key, we about to break the bank next year, the year after, and the year after that. Boy, we about to spend some bread. But they have to. They're going to have to, because this team is on its way. Yeah, Justin, they got Phil Mouth on mouthballs, man. I don't know what's going on with this dude. I don't know what's going on with Mouth. Ryan said, man, we had a team of 27 rushing yards, and it was good seeing 40 ounce make a difference as the fullback. Reminds me of the old days with Moose. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see here. Ooh, okay, Jawan 100. Oh, what's going on, Jawan 100? He said, Jawan 100 said, I think Javonte is worth Derrick Henry money. Right around $15 million annually. Ooh. I can tell you that if that's what he won't be here. Nah, he won't be here for $15 million annually. Shoot, they'll shake them mothballs off of Phil Maffa. He'll be on the field then. Not only will they shake them mothballs off of Maffa, Cowboys will just go in the draft and get a running back. Running back is the easiest position to replace. Guys come out of college running well. They really do, especially when you get up in those upper 1, 2, and 3. Man, running backs come out of college running well. I like Javonte Williams, but woo-wee, Jawan 100. For $15 million, not $15 million annually. Not 15 annually. Jawan 100 says Sam Williams will probably be better than Murray at linebacker. You know what? Oh, excuse me. Sam Williams might be able to play in the 3-4. But I don't know, man. Sam Williams just look like he don't know what's going on. Booby T. Booby D says Sam Williams will be employee of the month at Walmart next year. Man, he don't look right. He don't look right, man. He don't look right. Rabowski said, but Ezraku got pancake. Man, they took Ezraku off his feet. They took Ezraku off his feet, man. Marquietto said Pickens is the best receiver in the game, G, hands down. Well, I tell you where I am, Marquiettos. There is not a wide receiver. There's not a wide receiver I would take over George Pickens right now. He's just in the zone right now. Angie, what did you think about Deron Bland's game tonight, Angie? Angie said Bland was trying to twist some guy's ankles. What do you think about his game tonight? I thought he looked really good. I thought he looked really, really good. I was proud of Deron Bland because I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure he was still having nightmares about Harrison Jr. all the way up until yesterday. I'm sure he was having nightmares. Yeah, Harper had hops. No doubt about it. He was a Skywalker. But I tell you this, George Pickens has got some hops too. We just don't use him like that. He's got some hops too. Rumbowski said it's someone who has once played Blend's position and was absent the day God handed out for 6. He said, I'll defend Blend is sometimes out there holding on to wide receivers' feet is all you can do, especially as a cornerback. Yeah, I remember many days, man. Many days of them shoestring tackles. Luis Ortiz said Alvin Harper only had 800 yards next to Irvin. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. This dude, George Pickens, man. Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, he's better than Alvin Harper. And Harper was nice, but he better than Harper. Marco, do you trust Revel now? I think he needs another game. I think he needs another game to get used to the speed. I'd like to see him now going up against A.J. Brown, Devontae Williams types. Because, I don't even know who the Raiders receivers were. So, this game was different. I want to see him go up against some real wide receivers. That's what I want to see that's what I want to see next for Savon Revel Jr. Because we got to get him ready because that Kansas City and Detroit game is going to be tough, man. You're talking about going up against Patrick Mahomes. But you know what? One of the things that kind of gives me a little bit more relief as it applies to the Detroit Lions. Did anybody notice Jared Goff last night? Jared Goff looked like the Statue of Liberty back there. Jared Goff is a sitting duck. If that Cowboys pass rush looks anywhere close to what it looked tonight, we might be beating Detroit. Because I'm telling you, Jared Goff cannot move. Lock and D says, so Jerry's not talking to the media no more. He usually talks. I'm a little bit surprised that none of I haven't seen nothing come down yet. I'm a little bit surprised. Nothing on DallasCowboys.com unless I'm looking. Nothing on YouTube. Who knows? Maybe they had something as it applies to Marshawn Nealon. Maybe they were talking about that and things of that nature, and maybe they had some crying and stuff. So maybe that's why nobody's talking tonight. Because I don't see. Normally, I would see snippets on X about some of the interviews and stuff. I haven't seen anything. All right, I see one now. It looks like Brian Schottenheimer's already been at the podium. Yeah, it looks like he's already been at the podium. They've asked him. I'm already seeing where they asked him questions, but I don't see where the interview is. So maybe we can get that here in a moment. I would definitely like to hear what he said tonight, especially after a win like tonight. Would definitely like to hear it. But man, I'm telling you, the crazy thing is, this is the best Brian Schottenheimer has looked on the road. All right, check this out, guys. Brian Baldinger, man. Brian Baldinger got the thing with Tyler Guyton on video. Look at this. This is Tyler Guyton tonight, y'all, going for the Academy Award. Check him out. This is Guyton. Guyton gets hit. Oh! He is going to be nominated for Best Actor this year. Boy. I bet you the team is going to be rolling on. Boy, I bet y'all the team is going to be rolling on this, man. They are going to be clowning this man, because I know I would be if I was on the team. They are going to be clowning this man over this right here, boy. Boy, this has to be one of the funniest things of the year. Look at this. Boy. Boy, this dude ought to be ashamed of himself, man. He ought to be ashamed of himself. I could not help but laugh. Boy, this dude is crazy, man. All right, this dude is crazy. So again, guys, tonight, man, just a great, great win by the Dallas Cowboys. There's just no getting around it. Just an absolute great win. I mean, the Cowboys, man, when you think about getting George Pickens for a third round pick, man, the Pittsburgh Steelers got to be sick right now. This boy Pickens looked incredible tonight. Incredible. Skip Bayless says the Cowboys are back in the saddle, baby. Playoffs still possible. And, man, and no doubt about it, guys. Now, nobody is saying that the Cowboys are going to the playoffs. But we do have to continue to understand that the Cowboys are not out of the playoffs. The Cowboys are not out of the playoffs. Let's look at the road to the playoffs real quick as we're waiting on some things to come down. Like Gene Mort said, hey, man, we won tonight. Might as well enjoy it. All right, let's check out the road to the playoffs. I'm going to be updating this tomorrow. So, of course, now the Cowboys are 4-5-1. Let's kind of go back and look at some of these teams that are in this. And, man, I am telling you, this doggone Chicago Bears team, man, I got to admit, the Chicago Bears have shocked me. The Chicago Bears have really shocked me. Ben Johnson has got this team at 7-3, and they're not even all that good. But when you look at the road to the playoffs, the Bears are going to be a problem because the magic number, I think, for the Cowboys to get to the playoffs is actually, I think they're in if they get the 10 wins. If they run the whole schedule undefeated, of course they're going to get in. But that's not realistic. But they really can't lose more than one game if they really want to solidify themselves. The key for the Cowboys is to get 10 wins. The problem is the more these other teams in front of them win, the harder this becomes. And so as you look at the Bears have the Vikings. The Vikings are terrible. They're probably going to beat the Vikings. We'll see if the Steelers can beat them, but the Steelers will have to come to Chicago. The Eagles, we'll see if the Eagles can beat them, but which I do think the Eagles will beat them. The Packers will probably beat them. Then you'll have the Browns. Who knows? Shedeur Sanders could be playing by the end. The defenses look pretty good, so maybe they get something going offensively, but I'm not going to hold my breath. But then they have the Packers again, the 49ers, and the Lions. And so if I was a betting man, which I'm not, of the 8 games that they have left, or the 7 games they have left, I would see the Eagles, the Packers, the 49ers, and the Lions. Those are the losses. But there's a good chance the Bears could actually finish with 10 wins. Very good chance the Bears finish with 10 wins. You hope they can finish with 9. I got them at 9-8, but they are already so close to that 9 mark. That the last back half of their schedule is brutal. I'm going to update this tomorrow. The Panthers, 5-5. I'm not really worried about the Panthers. Their schedule is a little light towards the end, though. So the Panthers have roughly 7 games left. Somewhere on here, I got something messed up. But they have 7 games left nevertheless. I can see in their future the Rams are lost, the 49ers are lost, one of the Bucs game are lost, the Lions, and the Seahawks. So down the stretch, I could see the Panthers kind of collapsing. But I'm telling us, the magic number for the Cowboys, I believe, is actually 10. But you never know. 9 could do it too. We'll see what happens. Not worried about the Vikings anymore. Might take them off the list. Don't even need to be looking at them anymore. The Packers The Packers still have a pretty tough schedule coming up down the road here. Lions, Bears twice, Broncos, Ravens. So I could see in the Packers' future maybe about 3 or 4 more losses, maybe. But that also means that the Packers will probably finish at that 10 mark too. And so the Cowboys, after tonight, they are 4-5-1. Cowboys are 4-5-1. So we beat the Raiders. We did what we were supposed to do. The key for the Cowboys is they have got to win the next 2 games. Eagles and the Chiefs. They come out of that mini bye week. Chiefs is on Thanksgiving. We see them again that following, I guess, Sunday or somewhere in there. And then it'll be at the Lions. I'm just telling us the reality for the Cowboys. If they want to make the playoffs, they need to go undefeated. That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. They need to go undefeated. 1 game max. 10 wins might get them in. 10 wins might get them in. I do think Brian Schottenheimer, though, finishes with a winning season. I do think he finishes with a winning season. It's just all a matter of, will it be 11? Not likely. Will it be 10 wins? Possibility. Will it be 9 wins? I can definitely see 6-2 down the stretch. 9-8-1 is going to be pretty tough to get in. Because we might have a whole bunch of teams. We might have a handful of teams with 10 wins. And if the Cowboys don't get 10 wins, they're not in. But we're still in it until we're still in it until we're not. Ducindo, what up? He said, Rams fan, watch that Dallas and Vegas game. Y'all's next game will tell all. Yeah, appreciate you, Ducindo. We said that earlier. Hey, Ducindo, man, I'm going to tell you something crazy. When I think about the teams in the NFC right now, as far as Super Bowl chances, I pretty much like the Rams as much as anybody. I mean, I'd take the Rams over the Philadelphia Eagles. I would take the Rams over the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Eagles, to me, the way they're playing, they look like a team that could literally be one and done. I like the Rams right now in the NFC over probably over everybody. I like the Rams over everybody right now. And I'm hoping that the Cowboys can just tear it up these last now. I'm hoping the Cowboys can tear it up these last 7 games. Cowboys tear it up this last 7 games, and we'll see where we are at the end. But we're not out of it, man. Let me tell you something about the NFL is very weird. It's very weird, man. This is why you have to just try to win every single week, because just when you think a team is out of it, you never know what happens to other teams. You never, ever know what's going to happen to other teams. Anything could happen. And just when you think you're out of it, somebody loses. Because you think about what's happened to the Cowboys. Other teams are suffering injuries, and the Cowboys are getting healthy. The Cowboys are getting healthy while other teams are starting to get hurt. So we just got to hang in there. Just got to keep winning. Keep winning. Keep our nose to the grind. Control what you can control. You can control your team. And you may look up at the end and you may find yourself tied up with somebody at 10 wins. Could even be 9 wins. You just never know. You just never, ever know. Let me see here. Yeah, you just never, ever know. So we'll see how it shakes down. Yeah, but again, like I said, man, the Cowboys. All right, so the Cowboys got a game breakdown. So let's go to the game breakdown, and they got some of the interviews mixed in. All right, let's check out some of these interviews here. Okay, let's go to Quentin Williams. I saw Brian Schottenheimer mixed in here too. Let's check this out.
This segment is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. Dallas Cowboys scratch tickets from the Texas Lottery are here. Play today.
Definitely emotional. A guy who played with relentless effort. a guy who was smart, a guy who made plays on the field. So seeing that picture for me personally, just gave me the motivation to play like him, to play with effort and to make plays also. So
how good did it feel to go out there and not only debut for the Cowboys after being off from football for a couple of weeks,
Yep.
double bye, but to have the explosive debut that you had?
I'm playing with some great individuals, man. You got Kenny Clark, you got Osa, you got Easy, you got JD over there, man. So the guys around me, man, is playing unbelievable. It helped me. All I just kind of needed to do is just do my job, and it was that, man. But having a great group of guys around me make it easy for me. So.
What was the mood on the sidelines like in the game?
Quinnen Williams, following his first game with the Dallas Cowboys, and a successful one that it was. He was just the fourth player since the early parts of I think it was 1980 was the stat. Fourth player in Cowboys franchise history to have at least a sack and a half in his debut with the team. The last one to do it was Eric Kendricks a couple seasons ago. So when you have that type of impact in your first game, where do you go from here, Isaiah? Because I think the precedent has been set. Quinnen Williams is here to stay, and he's playing against and with some of the best players.
Yep. Yeah, Quinnen looked good, man. Quinnen Williams looked good. Looked absolutely good. Hey, Shenard, he said, I would tell the Raiders after the season, second round pick and compensation for Genty, he would be around a better line and talent. Boy, I will not be surprised if somebody wind up with Ashton Genty after next year. Because I'm telling you, that Raiders team, it does not look like it's a year off. That Raiders team looks like it's about 2 years off. And they got Tom Brady up in that thing thinking he knowing what's going on. Ooh, man. Yeah, Todd Church, I was thinking around $10 million because $15 million is a little much for him. But I was thinking about $10 million because them running backs, man, you can replace them. But, hey, Williams is running really well. I think he's earned it. And so I think a $10 million contract would be great for him. All right, let's check out some of Brian Schottenheimer at the podium.
So proud of these guys, Calvin. I mean, the way that they grieved, cried, laughed, but they wanted to honor him. And we're not done honoring him. He's a part of our family forever. But it's been tough, man. I mean, these past 11 days have been really tough. And but I'm proud of those guys because just the way they played today, they played with Marshawn's play style.
Yeah, not to mention you got a chance to beat Pete Carroll. I'm pretty sure that was nice.
I'll relax on the way home a little bit. You know, when you're uber competitive, which I am, and you want something for your players so much, you know, I wanted us to be able to find a way to get this game because it was the next game and because it was after coming off a bye and, you know, losing a brother and a family member. And again, I think it's galvanized us forever. I mean, we'll always be tight, but this has really brought us together, brothers for life.
Clarence, so the LLS Cowboys, how do you balance the emotions of the week and having to play for Marshawn and then having to discipline two best offensive weapons to start the game?
Yeah, again, it's tough, you know. Made a coach's decision. There were some things that were missed, and so I had a conversation with those guys, and that was easy. But, I mean, you look at the energy those guys play with, you know. Clarence, they jump-started the offense when they got back in there. They didn't hang their heads. They didn't do any of that stuff, and that's why I love those guys, man. Again, this was a great team win.
You can catch all of Coach Schottenheimer's press conference on DallasCowboys.com and the Cowboys social channels. Back with Nate Newton and Isaiah Stanback. I'm Kyle Yeomans, and you could hear their the conversation about Pickens and Lamb, we'll get to George Pickens in a minute. I want to talk about the passing game and the way that it did wake up when they did reinsert back into the ball game. I mean, the play calling seemed creative today. There was open lanes for these wide receivers, and Dak Prescott was uber efficient. He finished 25 of 33 passing, 268 yards, 4 touchdowns, as we've talked about. What was the success rate, and why was it successful for the Cowboys passing attack today?
Yeah, I think it was balanced offense, first of all. I think that, that running game was kind of back in the fold. We know Dak does best whenever he has a solid running game behind him. Javonte Williams had a heck of a game as well. Didn't have any touchdowns, but he was productive. And then I think you utilize all your assets. And Ferguson, Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, you weren't running these guys on the same route trees that they typically run. They were interchangeable. Everybody was doing what they needed. Ferguson owned the middle. That's his responsibility. And then, George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, they were running the routes of each other. Sometimes, you see George Pickens just running down the field getting PI calls, and CeeDee Lamb's the one running over routes. That wasn't just the case tonight. They both were doing each other's jobs, and they were both the benefactors of it.
As long as the offensive line played well, they only gave it 1 sack, then not a whole lot of hurries and hits on Dak. That what made the difference tonight.
I like that.
Yeah, you got to keep, this is not even a discussion for me. I mean, you have to keep George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. It is not optional. You have to keep both of them. Because that's how you're going to be able to beat teams. Because they both play off each other. They both free up each other. One game, somebody might double one or the other. And that's how they're going to be free. Let's check out some more Brian Schottenheimer. They're finally starting to post some stuff on DallasCowboys.com. Let's check this out.
So proud of these guys, Cal. When they got back in there, they didn't hang their heads. They didn't do any of that stuff. It's what we do, I mean, the role of me as a leader for this football team is to have relationships. I've talked to you guys about that for a long time. Like, I'm going to be able to have hard conversations with those guys or any of our players, but I also want them to know that, when there's decisions that are made, I love them and I appreciate them. I appreciate the way they play. I mean, literally, they jump-started us in the latter part of that second drive and beyond. That's what great players do. Business-like, really was. I didn't notice much different. The energy was good, Todd. The music was playing. The guys were very focused. I'm going to say it again. I think, playing the game and coaching the game, the distraction is real. You're allowed to go out there and play a game that's violent and hit people and things like that. And I think these guys were ready to go do that. And not just to honor Marshawn, but because they love playing together. They love playing the game with one another. And that's why this is such a special group of young men.
What was it like afterwards? Was there any remembrance of Marshawn and you talked to the players before? We can hear the celebration a little bit when you announced the guys. But was there any other?
We started talking about Marshawn and how proud he would be and with the way we played the game. And then I tried to compose myself, which I did. And we did our normal celebration because that's what we do. And again, just the heart of this team, man. And, how about the defense? I mean, I don't even know how many, hits they had on the quarterback. I know Gino's going to be sore, but just really, really proud of that group and what they've had to go through. And it was pretty cool to see those guys really step up in the fire that they played with tonight.
On CD and George, when did you tell them that this would be coming? Was it the night before, day of?
It was today. Yeah.
Going to the defense, only 12 carries, 27 yards for the Raiders. Just what do you think is the biggest reason for that? I know from afar you could just be like, well, you guys got Quentin Williams, that's going to help. But what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know, John. I mean, I can't talk for Pete and Chip and those guys. When they ran it wasn't very good. As a play caller, it's hard sometimes when you're running. You're like, oh, that didn't look very good. Like you don't say that out loud like I just did, but you think that. And but I'm not going to speculate for them. But again, I think the way our guys, controlled gaps and fit gaps and the penetration of the attack front, I thought was excellent. And again, I think when you look at this game, we talk about owning the line of scrimmage. I think we took a huge step forward in that regard on the defensive side of the ball.
And then just specifically Quentin Williams, sack and a half, obviously impact all around. How seamless, I guess, would it be that he's fit in with you guys?
He's such a great guy, man. I think I shared with you guys on the conference call the other day, for him and Logan both to come into a situation like this, where they're just trying to get to know everybody. And then, of course, tragedy hits. His demeanor never changed. His professionalism never changed. He's a man of faith, a man of, high values, and just an incredible teammate. And the guys took to him. Not surprised. Both those guys. They took to both he and Logan. And, Q's really good. He's really a good football player. We should keep him.
DallasCowboys.com. Your initial impressions of what Marvin and Savone were able to do tonight? It seemed like Savone, you guys kept him out there a little bit longer on some of those drives towards the end of the first half. Was he just feeling good? You guys felt good with him?
Yeah, I thought, number one, I love the energy they both played with. I want to see the stats. You feel Demo when he's out there, even when you're not watching. Like, I'm kind of marking plays and just kind of glancing up at certain things, and you feel Agent Zero running around out there, which is great. And then, for Von, I mean, he played really well. He plays with confidence. He got one call for holding, which we told him, hey, don't worry about that. That's what happens when you're an aggressive corner. But I thought both those guys, really the energy of the entire group, was tangible, and just proud of that group. And they've taken their bullets. They've taken what they were supposed to. But, again, I thought Flus and his staff did a great job with the plan. We talked about this game was going to be about execution. We kind of tightened things up. It wasn't the biggest plan of the year coming off of the bye and the distractions and the things that we had to deal with. So, I think and that's good because it's going to be the way we're going to have to play these next couple of games with a short week with Philly and then a shorter week with Kansas City.
You talked a lot about your respect for Pete and what he did for your career. What was it like coaching against him for the first time? What did you say to him pregame, postgame?
I didn't see him pregame. Saw him postgame. We just had a chance to catch up. And again, he's been so good to me. And we just shared a few things. And he told me how proud he was of me, and I thanked him for everything he's done for me in my career. And I really do. And you guys know it. I model so many things after him.
Brian, the decision to have Dak take a knee 4 times, was a lot of that not on the sportsmanship but respect for big kids?
Absolutely, yeah. And I knew when they huddled, coming out their drive, I knew, of course, they were going to go for it on 4th down. But yeah, I wasn't gonna try to score there. Don't need to. Too much respect for the game. Too much respect for Pete. And again, walk out of here with a great win and a great team win.
All right, Michael Robertson, Sports Radio. So
What up, Stephen White?
This is your first year coaching America's team, and this tragedy that happened, and then now you're out here in the entertainment capital of the world, and all eyes are on this game, Monday Night Football. So how are you doing psychologically?
I'm doing okay. I appreciate you asking, number one. We don't know each other. That's pretty cool you asked me how I'm doing. I'm doing good. I'm happy for these guys. I have my moments. I'll be lying if I said I didn't have some tears when I first put the shirt on, as you can imagine. But more than anything, I know Marshawn was looking down on us, and we wanted to make him proud, and I think we did that. And I lean into my faith. My faith is really important to me, and that's kind of, when I lay in bed at night and I'm looking for guidance, I talk to God.
Brian, Sean Patel, Vegas Sports Today. Max Crosby had the Raiders' lone sack, forced the fumble in quarter 1. Just after coaching a game against them Monday night, what do you think of his quality as a player? How do you assess him?
I think he's an excellent player. I told him that afterwards. He was actually talking to Flus, and I felt obligated to interrupt and tell him how disruptive he is. I mean, he's so disruptive, and you literally have to game plan, not just the passing game around him, but the running game around him. And it's the talent, the length, the quickness, the suddenness, but the motor, man. The motor is just what separates this guy. I mean, he is all day long, and huge respect for Max.
If we can set things up for Lamb this game a lot of times, the early plays, the pickets that open like the touchdown for Lamb, but certainly he got the ball early and more.
Again, yeah. I want to look at it. I don't think so. I think they kind of feed off each other. I thought George was great run after the catch. He's still a little loose with it. We're working on that. And there's probably a clip I know where he's running towards the sideline where I think I might even have my hands in prayer pose saying, no, please. But I think the thing that jumped out was how they can affect the game even when they're not getting touches, because these guys played a lot of different coverages, and I know why. They know why. It's because those two guys are out there, and we're very blessed to have those two guys. But I thought we knew the run after catch would be big in this game, and I think that's where you saw GP. Really, he was excellent today.
You have to let GP be GP at times. You got the celebration penalty, but you like the energy he brings.
I love the energy he brings. Now I do have to. We talk, and we share and arm around the shoulder a little bit, but he's a fun guy to coach, man. And the energy that you see on the field on the game is the way he approaches practice, and that's what I love about him. And it's cool for me as a coach to again see the relationship with him and CD.
Get disciplined to open the game, and then he gets another penalty.
Yeah, and then you bring him over and you talk to him, and you try to play on the edge and not go over the edge, and he's kind of right here all the time, and that's why I think he's such a great player. But I'll say it again, I love him, I really do. I love the young man. I tell him that all the time.
Brian, we're 12 or so minutes into this, and we've not asked you a question about your quarterback.
Is he good? Yeah.
Not the expected, but tell us what you thought of his performance.
Yeah. Again, I just thought the way the ball was coming out of his hand, Todd, the quick decisions he was making, he spread it around obviously to the different guys. I thought he saw it really, really well. I thought he managed third downs really well early. Red zone, we were really, really, really good down there. He made some really just beautiful tight window throws. This is a team that plays a lot of spot drop cover 3, so there's tight windows, right? And if the ball's off the mark, it gets batted or gets intercepted. And, again, I don't ever take it for granted. But, again, you guys know how I feel about Dak. I think he's playing just terrific football and huge, huge part to what we're doing. And what I love about it is the ball's going to go where it's supposed to go. He's not going to force it to those guys, and he's just going to play.
How much do you think of these next 3 games in 12 days? Has that entered your mind yet at all?
Yeah. So we'll grade the film on the way home, and we'll get a couple hours of sleep and getting ready to play a hell of a football team in Philly. And it'd be great to be back home for the next couple games, and that helps. But again, like I said, we'll keep our game plans tight, and it's going to come down to execution. But it's what we've been tasked with, and we're going to attack it.
Yeah, and the league really did the Cowboys a favor this year because the Cowboys this year are actually playing. They're playing. They normally play the three games in 11 days. The Cowboys always do that, but this year I really think they did the Cowboys a favor because the Cowboys play the Raiders tonight. They get to go home, play the Eagles. And on a short week, they don't have to go anywhere else. They get to stay at home and play the Chiefs. So this is not it's not going to be necessarily as tough to do, especially with these 2 games being at home. But man, I'm excited about this next game because I really think the Cowboys are going to do a number on the Philadelphia Eagles. Should have beat them the first time. Should have beat them the first time, had a drop. But I know we'll get them the second time, and that's going to make the Thanksgiving game for the Cowboys, I believe, be even bigger because the Cowboys I believe they're going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's see. So when you look last year, I was kind of thinking about what I was saying. Because when you look at what they did to the Cowboys last year, I think this run right here was really tough for the Cowboys. When you look at this from last year, let me see if I can. when you look at this run from the Cowboys for last year, what they did was the Cowboys played. Okay, went back a little too far. Okay, so last year the Cowboys played around this same time when you look at the Thanksgiving schedule. All right, I'm going to get this right in a minute. Okay, so last year when the Cowboys did this, the Cowboys were in Dallas. Okay, they were home against the Texans, but they went on the road against the Giants. And then they had to come back and play. I mean, they were at home against the Texans, on the road against the Commanders, and then they came back home to play the Giants. And in that 3-game run, the Cowboys went 2-1. Got mollywopped by the Texans, beat the Washington Commanders in one of the craziest game of the season. And then they beat the Giants on Thanksgiving Day. They beat the Giants on Thanksgiving Day, came back against the Bengals, and the Bengals game is the one that I think knocked them out of the playoffs. The Bengals game is the one that just solidified it and knocked the Cowboys out. They kind of knocked them out, and then, of course, they went on to lose to the Eagles, lost to the Commanders. But the schedule this year, they really did the Cowboys a favor, because this year, and I think I heard some people complaining about how the Cowboys are actually going to get 2 bye weeks almost, because the Cowboys come off of a bye week, play the Raiders, go home, play the Eagles, stay home, play the Chiefs, and then the Cowboys get another 10 days off, even though they're playing 3 games in 11 days, which that is very tough. But then the Cowboys get to come back, and they're going to be off again. So the Cowboys, they have really gave the Cowboys kind of, when you think about the fact, 2 games at home, and if the Cowboys can find a way to beat the Lions, man, the Cowboys will be smooth sailing once they get past the Lions. I don't think the Chargers is going to present, it'll be a good game, but I don't think the Chargers is going to present a huge problem for the Cowboys. That's a home game, so I like the Cowboys' chances. The last 2 games on the road, but the Commanders are awful, and the Giants will probably be phoning it in by that point in time. So, man, if the Cowboys can get past these next 3 games, next, 1 game at a time, got to put everything into the Eagles. But the league really did the Cowboys a favor on this particular schedule. They really did them a favor. So they got 2 home games in a row, and that is going to be great for the Cowboys. All right, so looks like some more stuff has come down. Looks like we got Dak Prescott next up on the docket. Let's see here. Let's listen to Jerry Jones first. Jerry Jones, only a little 4-minute thing, so let's check out Jerry Jones.
Listen, I know you've been with the players and their excitement, and that's doing the talking here tonight. And after the kind of week we've had over the last couple of weeks, I know that it was emotional in that dressing room as well.
Can you kind of speak to the defensive additions, Quentin Williams and all that, just what you saw? It obviously looked different there.
Well, I thought that you could see the impact of actually the players, not just our guys there in the front with Quentin and those guys getting to play the way we got to play with that kind of strength and pressure inside. but we also had other players out there that we hadn't had. So I really was pleased with the way the defense, and that's I was restraining myself from feeling jumping up and down here.
You talked about CD and Pickens. I don't know if you can elaborate with what happened, but did you like the way they responded when they did get in the game?
Well, I think both had outstanding games. Pickens was, I've never seen a performance like that, and it was poetic the way that he was making those moves out there and doing it. It was like he was in an opera or something going on out there, a ballet. But I'm proud for both of them. They played really out.
If y'all think Jerry Jones is letting George Pickens get out of Dallas, you got another thing coming. Jerry Jones has visions of sugar plums dancing in his head. George Pickens is box office. He's box office. Man, boy, I got something for y'all coming up. I got something coming up for everybody, man, that I'm working on because, boy, you just got to understand, man, what this man has done. George Pickens is incredible. I don't know how else to say it. This dude is incredible. He is not getting out of Dallas. Jane Martz, appreciate that super chat. Jane Martz, I love it. Man, shout out to Shotty. In a world that says we can't profess Christ, he continues to talk about faith. Yeah, I love that, man. I do. Him and some of these other players. Yeah, guys like Ryan Flanoy, he does it too. Javonte Williams, I love it, man. He said, and I've noticed how many players do too. Yes, sir. I love it. Yeah, when you're doing, especially with the platforms they have, man, they play and coach for the Dallas Cowboys. It's a great platform, and you can get that stuff in. I absolutely love it. I love everything this team stands for. And man, I'm telling you, boy, if y'all think Jerry Jones is letting George Pickens get out of here, I don't know what to tell you. You hear the way this man just gushed about George Pickens? He said he's never seen it. I told y'all, I said it, and I will keep saying it. I knew George Pickens was going to be great. He's exceeded all my expectations.
Standing today and gave his team a lift. Pass.
If I may ask you, just a little away from the game, you were very influential in this franchise getting to Las Vegas, and it's now on the brink of getting its second Super Bowl. You saw a favorable Cowboy crowd, but in general, just your thoughts on, I believe this is the second time the Cowboys have been here since it moved here.
Yes, I got to come to the Super Bowl here that we had here in this beautiful stadium. But I remember when we were talking about having the stadium and visiting, I did come out and visit with the legislature and the politicians that were involved because I could picture actually a night game, let's say Monday Night Football, and I could picture this whole country looking at the Raiders and shooting back over, maybe even seeing the Strip and all the great entertainment that goes on there. And it was just poetic for us to get to be here tonight on Monday Night Football. But I'm so proud of the job that has been done here with Raiders. Mark Davis, his dad was a dear friend of mine. And I told a large group out here when it looked like that for sure the stadium was going to be built, I said, your daddy is smiling up there, Mark. He couldn't have gotten this done. His temperament was just a little too competitive. Mark was the right guy, got in with his team, got this done. And boy, sports and the NFL better for it. And it's a great thing to watch the whole country get to enjoy the great entertainment city of Las Vegas through the association with the NFL.
How about your head coach and your coaching staff getting this team ready to play, coming off the bye week and all the emotions and everything that happened?
Well, again, I'm so proud of them. Proud of every last one of the staff and coaches, Brian, his leadership throughout, and the players. This obviously is tough, but in a way, a game, a competition like this with the Raiders is good therapy to come back and get in it. They know how much Marshawn loved to compete, how much he loved the Cowboys. And but to me, it's just a way of saying this one's for you, Marshawn. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, man. It's absolutely awesome. Cole Knott, appreciate that $2 super chat. He said, I think Jerry will let CD go before he lets Pickens go. Let me tell you something. Jerry ain't letting go of neither one of these jokers. I'm telling you now, Jerry Jones smells 92, 93 all over again. Man, when Alvin Harper came to the Dallas Cowboys, it changed life. Alvin Harper was one of those changes that really helped the Cowboys get propelled to the Super Bowl. Man, when you can't stop, it's one thing to stop one wide receiver, but it's hard to stop two. And when you think about the Cowboys got Ryan Flanoy as a third wide receiver, they got Ryan Flanoy. They need to reduce Turpin snaps at the third wide receiver. Need to get Ryan Flanoy involved even more. Man, when you got that kind of firepower, it's hard to stop. Ducendo, he said, I'm going to say this as a Rams fan. I don't think y'all would let Parsons go, but I was wrong. Ducendo, I was not surprised the Cowboys let go of Michael Parsons. I didn't think they were going to do it, but I wasn't shocked they did it. The way they did it, I was kind of shocked, but I wasn't shocked. I said when Michael Parsons said he didn't want to be here no more, for me, I checked out after that. And so it was no holds barred after that. I was like, nothing would have surprised me after that. But I can tell you this, one thing I know about Jerry Jones, Jerry loves defense, but he also loves to score points because he knows that's what gets the ratings. Points get the ratings. Defense wins championships. Offense scores points and gets the ratings. People like the sexy stuff, but the stuff that truly wins is defense, in the trenches in particular. And hey, Jerry has every intention on keeping Quinnen Williams and George Pickens. Every intention. Because if you don't sign George Pickens, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. George Pickens is what's going to truly make this all make so much. It's the thing that makes it all work. Because he's so hard to stop on offense. See, he opens up CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb opens him up. They open up the offense. Keeps the defense off the field. So when the defense gets on the field, they're fresh. Nah, he ain't letting neither one of them go. He ain't let either one of them go. Big Red Bowski said, like I said earlier, no post-game interviews tonight for any players or coaches. CD and Pickens is treating everyone right now to... All right. Well, hey, I can tell you this. Before they go into the strip club, hey, man, they made it to the press conferences. I see CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens both on here. Yeah, I see both of them both here. Let's see. Let's check out Dak Prescott, and then we'll listen to the next one, which has all the players. We'll let that one play through, too. Let's check out Dak Prescott.
Let us know your name and platform, please. We'll start out with Calvin.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Cowboys. What's your thoughts on the last 12 days and how you guys were able to kind of try to get through this?
Yeah, but I mean, obviously a tough, hard 12 days, and through the bye week, those first, as I mentioned to you on the earlier in the week, those first few days, right, not being with the guys was harder than anything. But the last 6, 7, being together, working together, having conversations, healing, shining a light on who Marshawn was, then obviously coming out here tonight and playing with the style that he played with, the intensity, the efforts, finish, and super proud of the guys. Whirlwind of a week, great one to cap off with a win right here, and but this doesn't put a cap on it. We're going to continue to move forward, shining light on Marshawn and carrying his legacy, and we need to play like this every week moving forward, and he'll always be with us.
How big was Lamb and Pickens tonight for you in terms of honoring Marshawn and just getting things moving?
Yeah, huge. I mean, getting those guys the ball, watching them run after catch, being who they are. Two elite guys that complement each other, that build off of each other's energy. One go makes a play, the other one wants to make a play. Tonight was fun. Just as I've always said, right? I'm just trying to get the ball out of my hands to these guys, be like a point guard, and let them go do what they do best. And tonight was a good example of that.
Clarence Hill, DLLS Cowboys. Just talking about Pickens. Certainly they were disciplined before the game. He had a penalty last time. Obviously had a great touchdown, but he get another penalty. How do you balance all of that energy and on the edge with Pickens? I see you smiling.
He's a one-of-a-kind guy. Special individual, elite, has a great feel for the game, loves the game, plays the game like a kid. I mean, you when you watch him play, I'm sure, right, the energy, the celebrations, like that's contagious, you know. And luckily we got a kicker who can make it. I know Shotty's probably not happy about it, but when you got a kicker that can bail you out, you know, it's one thing, but the discipline, right, there is a part of that we've all got to tighten up, and GP knows that. Obviously, he responded to it, right, responded to the discipline by the way that he came out and the intensity he played with and the effort he had. But he's a special individual, and like you said, there is a balance to it, though.
Did he open things up for CD?
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I think they open up things for each other. You know what I mean? You get both of those guys and they're out wide. You know, what coverage are you going to play? And when you're single high, you got to lean one way or another. You got to pick a receiver to help. So that's why I say they're complementary to one another.
With ESPN, what were the emotions coming into this game, and what were the emotions afterward in the locker room? Music's playing, Shotty's going through the post-game speech like he normally does.
Yeah, electric, honestly, especially afterwards. Before the game, you know, it was business as normal, to be honest, and I give the guys a lot of credit for that. I give the coaches credit. I give the whole organization for the resources and discussing, you know, these emotions and these feelings throughout the week before they've happened. That, you know, guys, I feel like all had a plan. They stuck to their process of pregame, and it showed, right, in the execution during the game. And then after, it was a celebration. I said it's been a tough week, and to be able to celebrate and to smile for a moment and to know that you went out there and you, like Shotty said, made Marshawn proud and honored him the right way. But that's just 1 week, and we want to continue to do that.
And, yeah, you got 3 games here in 12 days against 3 really good teams. Shotty was saying that the honoring doesn't stop.
No.
Just this game. Can you speak on what lies ahead in these next 3 games?
Yeah, nice, tough road. And as you just said, like Shotty said, the honoring doesn't stop. And, you know, honestly, when the season's over, the honoring won't stop. So it's about intensifying everything that we do to carry the legacy of Marshawn. And then over these next 3 games with the opponents coming in and us wanting to get to where we want to go, everything's just got to heighten, right? The discipline, the focus, the intensity, the aggressiveness. And that's at practice, and that'll just carry over into the game. And, you know, I've always said the game's a celebration of the work that you put in throughout the week. And so we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it. Why not?
John showed with the Athletic your 13th career game with 4+ passing touchdowns. Just how would you evaluate your play?
Solid. Put the ball in harm's way once, maybe even twice. Receivers did a good job of, you know, knocking it down. Other than that, like I said, I was just trying to be a point guard and distribute the ball, get the ball to these guys, let them go do work, and had a great red zone plan. All but the last 2 right possessions, we scored in the red zone. So just sticking to my reads, sticking to the process of practice and the game plan, and allowing these guys to go be special like they are.
I know it's really brief, but what have you noticed from Quinn and Williams in practice? He stood out.
I don't know if there's words for it. A special individual. From the moment he's walked into the building, I've got to match and putting the time in, taking care of the body. That's somebody that challenges me and just being a professional and inspires me in everything that he's doing. You know, in the conversations that we've had, discussing, you know, what he expects out of an offense and the way that he plays, you know, and vice versa. Super impressed with him. Obviously, I've known he's been a dude from playing against him and watching it, but to have him as a teammate now, we're very, very fortunate, and he's going to continue to be the man that he is, and he's raising everybody's focus, intensity. You saw it tonight, and he's a leader now. Yeah, I mean, just the focus, I think, right through the bye week, and having a good plan of understanding of what these guys were going to do and how they were going to attack, how we were going to attack them. And I was efficient down there, right, and getting it to the guys, and they ran good routes. They were speed. They were getting to their spots on time, and when we do that, that should be the result. And obviously, we should have had another one right there at the end, and we're not complacent with the 3 for 5 or whatever it is. We want to go 5 for 5, and we're just trying to build, and we've got to with the road we have ahead of us. Special. Overshawn's my favorite player. I've told him that. His locker, y'all knows, right by mine. I knew he was going to go out and have a great game. That's because of the way that he approaches the business each and every day with the same attitude. A hell of a leader. Special player. That's no surprise. I mean, he really is. He's really my favorite player. And then Revel, just super excited. Young player, right? Had a couple of times of, like you said, rehabbing with him, but to just seeing him over these last couple of weeks at practice, watching the way he runs, watching him turn, getting out of cuts, he can run, and he's going to be a great player for us.
Dallas Cowboys.com, you talked about being a point guard, 8 different guys for the catch, 4 over the touchdown. What opened up to allow you to kind of get those assists, if you will, and defensively, what did you see that they were doing to open things up for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, we knew we were going to play a team with a lot of spot drop, so it was important for our guys to run, be fast, be at their spots on time in the right depths, and credit to our receivers and obviously the guys up front, giving me a few seconds, and those guys being detailed on where they need to be. And if we can continue to do that, like I said, that's what we can expect of ourselves.
I know you don't take the field with them on game days, but how much energy did the defense give you guys offensively tonight, and playing the way it is, the team out back?
Tons. It's contagious. That's what complimentary football is about. Going out there, second drive first drive, 3 and out, second drive, we fumble right there in their own red zone. And for our defense to come out and make a stop and hold them to a field goal, I think that's where we all took off right there, seeing the confidence that gave just the whole group of worry about yourself, focus on your job, and we can play complimentary football now. And tonight was a good example of that. It was awesome. Special. Honestly, I didn't even think about the relationship and how special this was for him, but that's just a reward for a guy, a flow, who does everything right. Whatever you ask him to do, run, block, you break the huddle and CD says, no, I want that route, and he goes and plays the other position and does it with such a great attitude, with such grace. One of the best teammates I've been around. Keeps a positive attitude, stays focused, and cares a lot about his teammates. And gives it his all each and every day. He's going to be a big part in carrying that legacy, Marshawn's legacy, and I know he's proud and honored to do that. And special for him to get a touchdown tonight.
How much can you take out of a game like this against a 2-win Raiders team going forward?
Where is Jalen Tolbert? I mean, I see him out there, but Jalen Tolbert has disappeared. Jonathan Mingo, if I'm not mistaken, is healthy. Where is Jonathan Mingo? I really do think one of the things the Cowboys are doing is I don't like Cavonte Turpin at the third wide receiver spot. I just don't like it. Because if you're not throwing it to him, he's too small to do anything out there on the field. And they're not using him to run safeties out of plays. I still haven't figured that out. Why not use him as a decoy? Send him on go routes. Send him on deep post routes. Let him clear out some things. This offense is even better when Ryan Flanoy is the third wide receiver. It's better. It's another pure wide receiver. Turpin is a weapon, but he's not a weapon if you're going to play him at the third wide receiver spot all the time. Because, again, every time you don't throw him the ball, who does he block? Who does he block? This is another week. I know the pass was behind him, but the ball hit him in his hands. A wide receiver catches those passes more likely than not in the hands. This is the second game where Cavonte Turpin gets a pass thrown to him, hits him in the hands, he doesn't catch it. This offense is better with Ryan Flanoy as the third wide receiver. Heck, I'd rather see Tolbert out there than Turpin. I don't think Tolbert is bad. It's just a highly competitive wide receiver room for the Cowboys. And it's so highly competitive, and Ryan Flanoy has really stepped his game up. But, man, Tolbert is all but disappeared out there almost, man. Cole Knopp said, the best part of having Quinnen on the field is if he keeps blowing up runs the other team has to throw. Score or not, that gives offense more time. Cole, you know what else is incredible about Quinnen Williams, though? He's actually a pass rusher. That's what's incredible about Quinnen Williams. This dude is a pass rusher. Man, this dude is a problem in the run game, and he's a problem in the passing game. Man, I know we're 4-5-1. But to know that you have an elite, not good, not great, an elite defensive tackle like Quinnen Williams, man, all I can tell you is good times, boy. All I can tell y'all is good times. I never thought we would have an elite. I'm telling y'all, you're going to call me a prophet in 2026. Elite defensive tackle play is the key to Super Bowls. It is the key to Super Bowls. Chris Jones, Aaron Donald, anybody? Jalen Carter and that crew in Philadelphia. Elite defensive tackle play is where it's at. You get elite defensive tackle play, Donovan Ezeraku is just going to continue to be more and more of a menace. He'll get better and better. Jadeveon Clowney will get better and better. Man, Cowboys got something here. I'm telling you. They got something here. You just got to keep on working at it. But this thing is incredible. Preston asked a question earlier I thought was pretty good. I saw your question, Preston. You said if the Cowboys go 11-5-1 and don't make the playoffs, would I be disappointed? Well, I'd be disappointed, Preston Taylor. The reason why I would be disappointed is because if they go 11-5-1, they're in. Hey, let me tell you something. No team wants to tie with the Cowboys with 10 wins. I think they get in with 10 wins. No team wants to be at 10 wins with the Cowboys in that number 7 spot. Or let's say it's a tie for the number 7 spot and they all got 10 wins. Well, the Cowboys go to the playoffs because they would have a half game advantage with the tie. So, no, I'd be highly disappointed if the Cowboys go to 11-5-1. But if they go 11-5-1, that means they ran the gauntlet. No, they're getting in if it happens. Yeah, they get in if it happens.
Hell, I hope we can take everything out of it. Honestly, it's the NFL, and let's not look at these records and understand that this is an NFL team, and this is more about us. We go in almost every game, really, right? Saying it's about us, and tonight's example of that. Right, it was a dominating win. Sure, I understand that they're struggling, right? But if we play that way, I don't care who it is. The score might not be that big, the margin might not be that way, but there's no reason that we can't be confident and feel like we're going to come out on top if we can play with that same intensity and effort and complementary football.
Yeah. This is a nationally televised game. The whole football world's watching. You guys are wearing the Marshawn t-shirts before the game. On the other side of the field, the Raiders are wearing their t-shirts with 988 on the back. There were fans in the stands with ask for help signs.
Yeah, that's special. Special is one of these moments you realize this is just a game, and life is what's important, and our connections, our relationships. What we say to each other, how we can lift each other up, how we can be a helping hand, how we can be a true neighbor, a true brother, a true sister, and love one another. One love, like Marshawn lived by. It's awesome. Didn't realize the Raiders were doing that, right? Obviously, I know the crowd was. I saw a bunch of the signs, and that's what it's about. That's what makes life beautiful, and hopefully we can all continue to look at our neighbors, look at ourselves, and ask how can we be better, how can we help better them, and just a moment, like I said, to understand that it's much bigger than this game, and it's about life.
Mike was the WFA. To that end, I saw that you had the one love on your wristband on the tape on your wrist. What do you mean for yourself on a personal level to do that and have that visible call out?
Yeah, right. I've had asked for help on there for majority of the game since I've been writing on it, and sometimes change up the message, and it was just the right message tonight. Not only in honoring Marshawn, but as I was just iterating, it's one love. Like we get one life, right? And we all do, and we are responsible of being the best neighbor to the person next to us, and giving them everything that they need in life that we're capable of giving. And so, to just show the world one love, and just to try to go out there and play focused, and allow my play and my focus and my relationship with my teammates to hopefully be an example of that.
Dak, a couple questions. First off, tragedy like you've had, but we talk about the family, this team, we talk about it all year long. Can this catapult you now, memory of Marshawn, to move on and get a winning streak going and really propel you to something higher?
Yeah, why not? And I know I've been saying that. I'll probably keep saying that. Why not? And it's more about we're in control, right? We're in control, and life's going to throw things at us, and it threw us a hell of a curveball this past week. And how are we going to respond? And that's what I was telling the team, right? To have a testimony, you've got to go through a test, and this is a big test to our brotherhood and who we are, and to this organization, to us individually. And let's have pride, and let's honor our brother. And if we can continue to do that, move forward, carrying that light, and play the way that we did tonight, why not?
Mm-hmm.
What did it mean to you, the honor you got at your high school, and that tribute ceremony last week?
Yeah, that was special. It was a hard day. It was the same day that we lost Marshawn, so it was a very whirlwind of emotions. Yeah, it was a tough day. I don't know if my emotions were even, and mine was there even enough to enjoy it quite the way that I wanted to, but I can't tell you how appreciative I am of my high school and where I'm from, and talking about carrying things on. I am from Halton, Louisiana, and I am Halton, as I told them, and wherever I go, they go with me. And so super proud to be where I'm from, super thankful to be able to give back and to be in this position, and hopefully to inspire a bunch of kids there, with the field now being Prescott Field. And it's not just honoring me, that's honoring my mother, who put so much into the community by loving her boys and allowing her boys to go forward and to shine lights. And then my brother as well, both of my brothers who were great athletes, who inspired me and made me the athlete that I am, to even get us to this position.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. Obviously, rightfully, a lot of people want to talk about the highlights, George, Jake,
CD, so forth and so on. But when you look at a play like Hunter did, 3rd and 10 in the red zone, didn't go down on first contact, kept fighting to get to that 1 yard line that led to the Jake touchdown. Just talk about how that kind of effort and grit kind of can define you guys going forward.
Yeah, that's the winning plays. Like those are the winning plays, not the highlights, right? Everybody sees that, but it's the it's that behind the scene, a 3rd and 10 that you get an 8 or 9 yard completion and put you in position right to go forward, in which we did and got the touchdown. And especially to a player like that, right, to Hunter, who does everything right, doesn't get a lot of shines, not getting all the notoriety, does all the dirty work, does anything you ask him to do. That's what's going to make this group special, is those type of plays as we move forward, and if we want to accomplish what we want to in these next few games to finish out.
Unfortunately, too many people struggling with mental health have been brought up with this notion that asking for help makes you look weak. What do you got to say to these people to do disperse that notion?
Yeah,
Who are these people? I've never heard anybody say that somebody's asking for help makes somebody look weak. Where do people get this stuff from? I don't know. I'm not buying it. I've never heard anybody tell somebody that if you ask somebody for help, it's weak. Again, I mean, hey, I'm just saying what, and I want to see what Dak Prescott says, but Dak Prescott said a few days ago that he's going to honor what Marshawn Nealon's family said. Marshawn Nealon's family said they don't want this called mental health. And I don't know what that, I mean, if I'm just listening to that at face value, what they're saying is while the girlfriend said he had been struggling with mental health issues. Now, I don't know where she got that from, but we don't really know what happened with Marshawn Nealon. We really don't. And sometimes people want to put things on something that somebody was dealing with, something that they couldn't deal with, some trauma that happened in their past. Sometimes it's not even about any of that. It's not about any of that. Sometimes people snap. And so, I get all the, people with all the mental health. I get what they're doing. But, I mean, just what this guy just asked. Who said that you're weak if you ask for help? I haven't heard anybody tell anybody that. This is the first time I've actually heard someone even say that. And sometimes it just makes me wonder if people just make things up. If they just make things up, somebody sits in a room and they make things up to try to make other people look bad. I have heard nobody saying that stuff. It's a crazy question to me.
That's being vulnerable. It's not necessarily being weak. And, to have courage or to show strength, there has to be
nobody
that
say that,
right? There has to be that moment of vulnerability. There has to be that moment of weakness for you even to exemplify your courage or exemplify your braveness and how strong you can be. And there has to be adversity to overcome. So with that being said, it's real. We all go through it. We all have foreign thoughts, and not all of us are capable and strong enough to counteract those thoughts and understand that they are foreign, right? And that makes us feel different and puts us in different moods. And I think that's the most important part, is being aware of who you are and your moods and your daily acts. And, not everybody understands that. And when you get in those down moments, those depressed moments, it's about, being a good neighbor. And as a neighbor, sometimes we ask, how are you doing? And you get a good back. I think we should ask deeper sometimes, right? And if you ask 2 or 3 times and that person says good, well, then they're cheating you. And you have that responsibility, too, of opening up. So we just got to have more conversations and talk. And when you do that, as I told the local media right earlier this week, you're just emptying out your cup. And the more that you can do that, the more you can help fill someone else's cup.
Last one.
All right. So, Dak, Mike Robertson, Sports Radio Service. So, Dak, with the omnipresence of emotions surrounding the team, how did you compartmentalize? How did you focus on your emotions when you got the sack fumble and they scored immediately, and then you guys were down after the first quarter. So what did you do psychologically with everything else going on to get yourself where you had an explosive second quarter?
I didn't go anywhere when that happened. I stayed focused. I understand this is football. Plays like that are going to happen. They had a better play than we had right there, and they got a hell of a player in Max Crosby who can rush and trying to throw the ball away. He gets his hand on the football as it's still, back before it comes forward, and great play by them. But as I said, right, to watch our defense go out there and to hold them to a field goal, not allowing them to score a touchdown, wasn't just rejuvenating to me, I think just to everybody, and we fed off of that. But I'm not going to lose focus off of one negative play, off of a couple of negative plays. This game is long, and each play has enough responsibility in itself, so I just like to focus one at a time and give my best. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Dak Prescott's always been like that, though. Dak Prescott's one of those people, he just don't get rattled by, getting behind mistakes and things of that nature. So, yeah, Dak Prescott's just one of them. Rich Lloyd is in here late tonight. What's going on, Rich Lloyd? Welcome to the chat. Rich Lloyd. Rich said they put Williams at 0 tech, 1 tech, 3 tech, and 4, and he was disruptive at every position. Outstanding player. Rich Lloyd. It is a great feeling to have elite players. The Cowboys don't just have good players. They have elite level players. That is that's one of the greatest things you can have. I mean, you got it at the tackle position. Demarion Overshown has that potential at the linebacker position. Ezra Raku, I think he may rise to, if not elite, borderline elite. I think he's going to be great as time keeps going on. We'll see what Savon Revel Jr. is. We still need some help at the safety position. But the Raiders was a good team for us to play with those safeties. But I think we're going to tighten it up a little bit. I think they'll do well against the Eagles, but they're going to have to tighten it up a little bit against the Chiefs. But, man, Quinnen Williams is an elite level player. Elite level player. I mean, they got elite level play already on the offense. Dak's elite, CD's elite, George Pickens elite. I mean, Dallas has got some elite level players and players who are going to potentially be elite in the next year. Also, Rich Lloyd, tell me what you noticed tonight. But I did notice tonight the Cowboys went back to running some four, rushing 4 and dropping 7. But I also noticed, I kind of mentioned this earlier, the Cowboys 5-2 lineup, that 5-man front, to me, it looks more like a hybrid rather than a 5-2. But because of the way they kind of line up the ends, it sort of reminds me of a hybrid 3-4/5-2, the way they can play it. Tell me what you think. But they definitely went back to that 4-man front today, and they were very strategic in how they used that 5-man front. I mean, I got to give Matt Eberflus credit, man. He did a great job tonight. He absolutely did a great job tonight. And it was the Raiders, but sometimes you need that Raiders team so it gets you ready. That Raiders team, it gets you ready for the big games. And so we're on our way now. We are on our way now. It's on and popping. There's no doubt about it. So, all right, let's check out Quinnen Williams. We heard some of the first part.
That's kind of use that as like today, where you're getting plays from all 3 levels.
Yep.
Defensive line, linebackers, cornerbacks, and safeties.
Yep.
What does that say about what this defense can be going forward?
It's unbelievable, man. It stems back to everybody doing their job, the best of their ability for this defense to win, and also everybody doing their job, the best of their ability to help this team win football games. And that's all you can ask for, man. Everybody's not perfect. But if we can continue to stack the good things and delete the bad things, I think we can transcend to be a great defense. So,
by a decent margin, at least number of points this defense has this year. You're new to the fold, but what do you feel like in terms of Is there a swell of confidence for this group? Do you guys feel like you took a big step tonight?
I think we just take it one day at a time, learn from the good things we did this week, build on that, and then learn from the bad things we did this week and also build on that. So definitely take one day at a time, look at the film, watch the film, be critical of ourselves, be critical of our effort, and different things like that, and just keep stacking week to week. So.
When you were very complimentary of Coach Wycott,
Yes.
and coming back to play with him, how did you see his impact kind of help you and just help this defense tonight?
I think it's unbelievable, man. I think he got the room, especially when it come down to his composure, his attitude, his the way he attacked the game, the way he looked at the game, and putting us in the best position to win. When it come down to one-on-ones up front, when it come down to pass rushing, things like that. So he's been an unbelievable person in my career, and I'm continue to be an unbelievable person for this organization. So.
Last one for him.
He wore Marshawn's jersey
Yep.
into the stadium tonight. What did you see from him just from an emotional standpoint? Obviously, he was as close to him as anybody be in his position.
Yeah.
What did you see?
He's just a passionate coach in his own, man. He coach everybody like his own son, man. He want to see success out of each and everybody in his D-line room. So I think he took most, I don't want to say he took the most emotion from it, but you could tell he was definitely passionate and emotional of it because he do want to see everybody succeed and win in the defensive line room. So I definitely know he passionate about each and every one of us. So.
All right, thanks, Q.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
There he is. Man, this dude. There he is. There he is. This dude, man, no, he is a. Let me read a couple of comments here, man. You know, I'll tell people all the time, man, hey, yeah, Kanye. Yeah, Daniel said he couldn't hang in there tonight, man. Yeah, he said he couldn't hang in there tonight. Yeah, we need more Flanoy church. We definitely need more Flanoys. I talked about earlier. We need more Flanoy. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. I like Jaden Blue. But if Jaden Blue isn't working out for the Cowboys, I like the way Malik Davis looked tonight. And if the Cowboys can get something out of him, because I think they need to stop running Javonte so much. I think they do need to let him have a series off every so often and let Malik Davis just get in there and run. Don't let him run one time. Let him get in there and run. I'd like to see Malik Davis now on some screens. Okay, let's see what he do. I wanna let him get loose. But again, they're not done with Jaden Blue. Don't get it twisted. They're not done with Jaden Blue. Jaden Blue has a lot of speed. And the Cowboys, I think, eventually will try to use that speed. Hey, let me tell you something, man. This dude right here different. And the thing that's so crazy about George Pickens to me, man, George Pickens is a dude that plays elite level football, but it's like he's offended. He's offended like he's not like you're not acknowledging that he's playing elite level football, if I can explain it like that. I mean, this dude has an attitude, chip on his shoulder that is literally insane.
But bro, cause I don't know what made me jump on the goalpost, but I ain't gonna do that again.
Spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
You just talk about your overall game and 144 yards tonight.
Yeah.
You have the most receiving yards of any Dallas Cowboy in the first 10 games of the franchise right now. Just talk about the season.
Hold on, let me answer a couple of questions here. Bass, let me tell you something. There may be some bias in me, but let me tell you something. I've seen Jalen Carter, watched Jalen Carter last night. Jalen Carter ain't Quentin. Hey, and Jalen Carter is elite. He ain't Quentin Williams. Man, this dude, Quentin Williams, is a terror. No matter where you put him, no matter what you do with him, he's a terror. Man, if you ask me who I'm taking, Quentin Williams or Jalen Carter, I'm taking Quentin Williams. Man, Quentin Williams is a monster. He absolutely is. He is a monster. This dude is a football player, man. Bottom line, he's a football player. Elite level athlete at the tackle position.
just really credit to the guys, honestly, bro. I can only do this as much as they can. You know what I mean? I'm there with them every day. I just feel like when we execute, those type of games can happen for me. So definitely shouts out to the guys.
What went into you and CD not starting the game on the first drive?
Yeah, certain personnels, we kind of thought they was going to come out in certain stuff, but they didn't. They started kind of hunching down on the run, so started throwing it around a little bit.
In other words, George said, I ain't telling you my business. George said, I am not telling you my business. Yeah, George. Brian Schottenheimer's already kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit, bruh. Obviously, there was something not right. But, hey, I ain't mad at you. You want to tell everybody your business?
I'll probably just say God gifted, thank God. Turned around, caught an in route. I was a little short. Guy missed a tackle, running full speed, put on the brakes, walked in the end zone. I don't know about the goalposts.
Looked like you were having so much fun out there tonight.
Yeah.
Especially spinning away from guys and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Like I said, credit to the guys for real. As far as me on my behalf, I'll probably just say running the ball hard. I feel like that's one thing that I was emphasizing tonight. You know, after catch, I knew they was going to have a lot of zone drops, so definitely run after catch.
Shotty said he had to sit you guys because you missed a couple of things during the week, and he informed you that you're going to miss the first series. Was that difficult to hear from him?
Oh, that's just like, between me and Shotty, honestly.
How can you guys build on this as an offense going into the bye?
Didn't I tell you? Shoot, George Pickens, I ain't telling you my business. We know how you Dallas media members, we know how you Dallas media personalities are. Man, let me tell you something. I think the Cowboys have made a concerted effort not to tell the Dallas media some things this year. Because I think they realized something, that some of these stories against the Cowboys actually come from the Dallas media. They have been real careful about telling the media almost anything these days. I don't blame him. You don't have to tell him about you. Man, you don't have to tell people everything.
Yeah. I'd probably say, like I said, execution is really the biggest thing in this league. If you go out there and you execute, you do your job right, you do it full speed, you got great chances to beat a lot of teams. So I'd probably just say execution.
How much y'all looking at the big picture? 4-5 and 1, y'all really going to have to rattle up some things to get to the postseason. Do y'all think about that?
No, just keep grinding. Just keep going, keep grinding.
You're out there in the free kick.
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't know. I've never. I've been on hands team my whole career, but I've never seen a punt like. I've never seen that before. So I didn't really know what to do. Luckily, I caught it and got out of bounds.
All right, thank you.
So when the fans
Last one,
came to
guys.
Mexico tonight, what did you have such a loyal fan base?
I love them. I know people used to call me Jorge, so definitely one of my things. So yeah, I love them.
All right, thanks, George.
Are you emotional carrying Marshawn's jersey back after that?
Yeah, George is elite. That's all I can tell you about George. George is elite. Bam Bam Gaines said something. It's ironic we get here to Oso Digizua. Bam Bam Gaines, I absolutely agree with you. Quinnen really opened up that pass rush tonight. It was crazy. Oso had his best game. See, Osa Odigizua, we know this now. Osa Odigizua needs another elite player to play along with him. Now, Kenny Clark is a great player, but teams started taking Kenny Clark out of games by double teaming him. Matter of fact, there was a very interesting stat on on NFLPro.com, and they were saying that Kenny Clark is getting double teamed 48.7% of the time or something like that. He's basically getting double teamed around 49% of the time. So with him getting double teamed, also Digizua, that really didn't help him out a lot because it's simple. I said this about Quinnen Williams when the Cowboys traded for him. When you look at the tape on Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark takes a double team. Quinnen Williams eats a double team. Those are two different things. Kenny Clark can be somewhat neutralized by a double team. A double team don't stop Quinnen Williams. Quentin Williams can shed blocks. He can go through double teams. He can overpower certain double teams. He is still going to be a part of the play in the double team. And so that's why Osa is better. That's why he's better with Quentin Williams. Because Quentin doesn't just get neutralized. He destroys some double teams. He's taking them. And so that really does allow Oso Digizua to do some things that he normally couldn't do under normal circumstances. So, yeah, Quentin opens up a lot of things for the Dallas Cowboys defense, and especially helped out Oso Digizua. Yeah, Oso probably had his best game tonight.
That moment in this game mean to you?
It meant a lot. Because, like, one of the things that we talked about was just taking the pain and turning it into a purpose, honoring Marshawn by putting his style of film on tape and his style of play, which is, like, he upheld our standard to a very high level in terms of passion, effort, and energy, you know what I mean? And everything that he did, he went 110%. So just knowing that, like, if he could strap up today, how would he approach the game? And just taking that same approach.
Appreciate you, Stephen White.
What did you see from Quentin in his debut? Obviously, it was a dynamic way to make his debut in a Cowboys uniform.
Boy was snapping.
What's your takeaway from seeing him just step in and do that?
He was snapping, you know what I mean? He was definitely setting the tone in a lot of ways, like the way he was rushing, just the way he was getting up the field, you know what I mean, attacking. It's great to have a guy like that on the field, respect his game for a long time. Been watching him since I was in college, same with KC, so being able to have them on the team. And
also said that boy was snapping. He said that boy was snapping, boy. Man, let me tell you something. You love to have a dude like this on your team. Man, you love to have dudes. You love to have people on your team like Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and now George Pickens, now Quentin Williams, Tamarion Overshown. Man, the Cowboys got some players. And Brian is molding this thing into a team. Brian is molding this thing into a team. I think they've done a great job of the Marshawn Nealon, because that's one of the things that I was really looking for. How were they going to translate that energy? How were they going to channel that Marshawn Nealon energy and use it on the field tonight? They used it. Brian is using it. Brian said this galvanized the whoa. When Brian said this galvanized us, whoa. Man, that's stuff that you're looking for. Now, you don't want it to be something like what happened to Marshawn Nealon, but you are always looking for things that galvanize the team. So we'll see how the Cowboys, how far they take this.
And, people that I can feed off of, and we can all pick each other's brain and stuff like that and get tips from each other's stuff is dope. And just watching him turn me up, That's it.
Smile on your face just talking about what
that's
you
it.
guys were able to go out there and do.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I feel like we had a dominant performance up front. So when you have games like that, especially as hard as we work week in and week out, when you're able to have a game like that, it's a lot of fun.
So how quickly did you feel Quentin's impact on just the defensive line in this game?
Immediate.
I mean, I definitely felt it when he came in the room, came in very confidently, speaking life into the room in terms of like what we're capable of, what he's capable of, what we're going to be able to do. So being able to just watch it take place and watch it unfold was pretty dope.
But how about like on the field tonight too? How quickly was like, oh, okay.
Immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From the first play, was able to feel his presence.
How noticeable is it when you all open things up for each other, not just him being out there with you and Kenny, but just when three of you guys are on the field or one with the other? How evident was it when you get more one-on-ones if he gets doubled or something like that?
Church, he said, do you want Turp or Tolbert? No, I'm using Tolbert as an example of I'd rather have him over Turpin, because I don't think Turpin should be playing the third wide receiver spot. But who I would prefer is Ryan Flanoy. No, Ryan Flanoy is the third wide receiver for the Cowboys. No, Ryan Flanoy is the third wide receiver for the Cowboys. I just used Tolbert as an example as I'm talking about Turpin. Turpin don't need to be the third wide receiver for the Cowboys. I think Brian has him out of position. I don't think Brian is using him in the right way. You got to utilize his speed, and we have actually nullified his speed. Man, I don't want to see. Man, I don't want to see Kevontae Turpin on no doggone shallow crosses. The pass that he dropped tonight is the same old mundane pattern. For whatever reason, they got one of the fastest or the fastest guy on the team or one of the fastest guys on the team. I keep seeing Cavante Turpin run that same route. And I think one of the problems with him running that route is he's so small, Dak Prescott can't see him until he clears that edge. And then when he clears that edge, then Dak throws it to him. But I think the timing is off because Dak don't see him until he gets past that edge. I don't like it. I would rather Ryan Flanoy be, and I think he is the third wide receiver. I would rather it be him. But I don't like the thing with Cavante Turpin. They need to really figure out a way to utilize Cavante Turpin's speed, get him in space, get him on some pick routes, rub routes, deep crossers, whatever they need to do. But they're not utilizing Cavante Turpin's speed. I don't understand what they're doing with him.
It's definitely, you can feel the difference. Obviously, like not getting as many double teams feels great, you know.
And what can you say about just the defense having such a complete game on all three levels? I mean, you guys were making plays on the D line, linebackers were making plays, defensive backs were making plays.
Logan
what
Wilson.
does that do for you guys going into a short week with the Philadelphia Eagles coming to town?
Definitely feels good, you know.
Nobody's giving Logan Wilson credit because he didn't what he did didn't look so sexy just looking at the game at face value. But Logan Wilson really helped the Cowboys out in the linebacker, really helped them out in the linebacker position. Really did. Did anybody not notice how much better the Cowboys linebackers looked? All of them. No matter what combination was in there, they looked better. Logan Wilson is the quarterback of the defense, and he really helped them out. And don't get me wrong, it didn't hurt to have that demon Quinnen Williams in the middle. But I'm telling us, Logan Wilson did a great job, and I got a funny feeling that when Matt Eberflus gives his press conference this week, and at some point this week, you're also going to hear Brian Schottenheimer talking about it. Logan Wilson did a great job.
Like I said, just having that purpose moving forward for Marshawn and being able to honor him in that way feels great. I think we were all on the same page from front to back. All 11 guys who stepped on the field were playing with him in mind and being able to honor him with our play.
Obviously, you were the one who carried his jersey off the field tonight. What did he mean to you? What did that moment mean to you? And what does it mean to go out and put this kind of performance on the field and be in his honor?
It means a lot, you know what I mean? It means the world to me to be able to honor him and just honor his memory, being able to carry his jersey and like I said, carry his light and take it with us moving forward. He's with us every step of the way.
Also, what is something that fans don't understand about having a teammate, a brother, to lose him and then still have to go to work and perform and do this?
You got to play through pain. It's part of the game. You know what I mean? Not this per se, but like playing through pain is something that's a part of the game.
Part of life.
Just
part
being
of life,
able to
man.
like really, I guess, compartmentalize and take that pain and just use it. That's not something that. I can't say that nobody else would understand. People that don't play football will understand. But if you've been through something like this, then you know how it feels. And if you had to keep going and keep moving forward, just being able to repurpose that pain. Anybody who's felt this and been in a similar situation knows what it feels like.
Also, did you know the jersey was?
They wanted us to be able to be mentally prepared for that and not be like overwhelmed by the moment. Just and they did a good job of letting us know that was going to be what they did and just letting us know. And I was happy to be able to honor Marshawn and take him with us.
When you went into the end zone, you caught that touchdown pass. What went through your mind?
Yep. Jeanette Rogers. Good to see you in the chat, Jeanette. What up with you? Baz said Quinnen looks like his classmate from VMI. We called him Pork Chop from the long short extra gravy line. He reminds me of Quinnen. He died in Afghanistan. Salute. Afghanistan and my truest buddy. Yes, sir. Salute. Cole said, run Javonte to get them up close, throw them through, then send Devontae in to run it long. NFL young boy, I see you. Yeah, hey, man, I'm telling you, that boy Pickens is a man. That boy Pickens is nice, man. The Cowboys got elite level players, man. They do. All right, Justin Bradley, good night, man. We're going to get out of here in a few moments. We're going to listen to a couple of more here tonight, man. Might as well enjoy this Cowboys win, and then we got to do it all over again later on today. We're going to be talking more Cowboys today at 4:30 p.m. All right, let's listen to Javonte Williams.
Just a moment of silence for him, just, being grateful to be in the
Javonte Williams, that's Ryan Flanoy. Sorry about that, Ryan Flanoy.
end zone. Not a lot of people can score in the NFL, you feel me? So just after I scored that, just put my head down, gave a moment of silence to tribute my boy, man.
You spent double dates with him and his girlfriend and your wife.
Reminisce
on that. Yeah, it was fun times. We did majority in training camp. We was going to LA, walking down Hollywood, the Strip, and just, great memories. So
wow, didn't know that.
Just to play for him, just wishing he was here. He would have definitely balled today. Definitely had fun. You would see him smiling the whole game. It was just, just playing for him for sure.
And what did you and Dak say after that touchdown to each other?
Man, just keep working. Dak know how hard I work, and it's he was just like, man, just keep going. And me and Dak established a relationship because we both have talked about being great plenty of times, making it to the Hall of Fame, and this not being it. Making it to the NFL is not it. Want to establish our name, have a household name. So me and Dak just.
I love what you said there, Bass. Bass said Quentin defeats 57% of double blocks. That's what I was saying earlier, see, Bass. Bass, he eats double teams, man. Kenny and Osa both can somewhat be neutralized by double teams. You don't neutralize Quentin Williams with double teams. No, he eats them. He eats them. He beats them. He moves them out of the way. Quentin Williams gets through them and still gets in on plays. Quentin Williams is elite. There is no other way to say it. He is an elite defensive tackle. No doubt about it.
Shared a little moment after, he connected with me.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank
on the door of being the career all-time leading passer for the franchise. But what has he been able to do for your game and help elevate it?
What I could do for his game is just be there available, just being with a great quarterback like that is, just him being a leader, me just going out there and just following his commands, wherever he need me, I'm going to be for sure.
Ryan, you probably already answered this, but how quickly did your mind go to Marshawn after you scored the touchdown?
Instantly. You can see I kind of put my head down just for a moment of silence, just to reminisce him. I was playing this game for him and for Jesus, so I felt both of their presence today.
Amen. Let's see you, Ryan Flanoy.
Before the game. It was energy. We knew we wanted to go out there and play for him. You see his jersey out in the locker and see it on the sideline. So, it just reminded us to keep going. Reminded us, it's not over. We kind of started slow as the offense, but, defense did well, and then we picked up our slack, and, we won for Marshawn.
Thanks, Rick.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Shotty was saying.
Now, also, too, I'm saying the same thing. I think it's a great point, Ryan. Ryan also said, can't wait to get Solomon Thomas back. And Lock and D says, we need Perrion Winfrey. Man, we still got ammunition. Cowboys still got ammunition. They really do. They really do. Lock and D just mentioned Josh Butler. But I'm telling you, hey, Lock and D, I was kind of skeptical about Kalen Carson in the Arizona game because I was like, well, he really didn't throw at it. Hey, he looked pretty good tonight. And the reason why I say he looked pretty good tonight because there is one receiver that we do know of as it pertains to the Las Vegas Raiders, and that is Bowers. Bowers is one of the best tight ends in this game. And I'm going to tell you something. If you've ever played football before as a cornerback, playing a big tight end, it's tough. It's tough playing against tight ends as a cornerback. I mean, unless you're one of those bigger cornerbacks, 6'2", in that range, 205, 210, man, you're an average size 5'11" cornerback. You know, you one of them size dudes, and you trying to run up against the tight end. You know, you weighing 190, 195. Man, it is tough. Carson held his own against Bowers in some of those situations. So, yeah, I like how he looked. Kalen Carson looked nice. And again, I like the speed of Savon Revel Jr. He looked good.
You guys wanted to honor Marshawn, and you're not done honoring him. I don't think he's talking about
Superstar status. I think they need to use him as a receiver.
Something that builds
Jaden Blue.
What you guys want to do.
Yeah, for sure. All season long, all season we're gonna play for him. You know, he was our teammate, our brother. Just keep going, keep playing for, you know, just knowing he's here with us, you know.
Yeah, I agree, Mose Logan. He's an
going,
alien.
but not going. He's still with us, and just continue to play hard for him. That's everything.
I know what I can do, like I said.
Hey, Bass. I guarantee you won't hear anybody notice. No miscommunication. This is with Logan Wilson's first game. His first game. Logan Wilson gonna get about 3 or 4 games in. Logan Wilson gonna start flashing even more. Logan Wilson, man's got football IQ. He gonna flash even more. So Cowboys defense is going to continue to get better. They're gonna continue to get better. Gene Martz, he said, all right, G, here we go again. GM time again. He said, with our 2 number 1 picks in the draft after tonight, what positions are you drafting to add to this team? Me, I would probably try to look for an elite left tackle. I would be really considering moving Tyler Guyton to the right tackle position. I really would be thinking about that. I think the Cowboys should really be thinking about an elite left tackle. I would probably look at bringing in another edge for this defense. If I could find an elite level edge rusher, then of course that would move me back towards wherever, I guess, whatever we have left after that. I would probably go for safety. I'd go for safety. I'd go for cornerback. I'm pretty much going all defense. I think the Cowboys can get another running back if they wanted one in free agency. I think there'll be people out there like Breece Hall. If the Cowboys just really want to go get another ready-made running back, Breece Hall will be out there. I would still continue to develop Phil Maffa. I'd want to see what he is. But if I'm the Cowboys, I'm going all defense. Matter of fact, that safety out of Ohio State everybody keeps talking about, if I'm the Cowboys, I'd probably go get him. Hey, and Gene, I tell you what, Big Rumbowski brought up a great point today. There will be no, it wasn't Rumbowski. I was reading something that Colin Cowherd posted, and I thought Colin Cowherd said something that was very interesting. Colin Cowherd has been applauding the Cowboys for trading Michael Parsons and really beefing up the defensive tackle position. And he posted tonight that there are going to be multiple teams that are going to need quarterbacks, and because the Cowboys got 2 first-round picks. He was saying that the Cowboys will be able to probably parlay those picks into, if there are some teams that need quarterbacks, the Cowboys can let them have one of those picks or both of those picks and just trade further down into the first round and maybe get a couple of extra second-round picks and things of that nature. Man, the Cowboys going to be able to do work. I mean, this might literally be the Herschel Walker Jr. trade, this thing with Michael Parsons. The Cowboys are going to be able to do some work. But yeah, if it was me, I'm going in. I'd probably get the dude from Ohio State. I'm doing edge. I'm doing cornerback. But I do think the Cowboys need to look at an elite level left tackle. I really do. I really, really do. All right, let's check out Savon Revel Jr. Man, I did not know Savon Revel Jr. hair looked like that. I thought he had them real sweet looking dreads like CeeDee Lamb. Wow, okay. I see you.
I did my best, and then listen to the noise. You know what I mean? Believing in myself, believing in my family. They had trust in me, had support from them all the way to here, so I kind of fed into that, and that kind of brought me to today.
And your first snap was third down in the red zone. You didn't have time for butterflies. It's like you had to go out and roll.
Oh, nah, the butterflies was left in the locker room. Yeah. They had a little package for me, so I wasn't surprised when I had to get in the game. I had to get my mind right and take a little deep breath before I get out there in the game and get focused.
You had that one hit. How'd it feel just to lay a hat on somebody finally?
Oh, it felt great.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Yeah.
Either it took me getting hit or me hitting somebody for me to be like, okay, it's time to lock in for real. So
now you've had your first NFL action. Like, what have you learned from this experience that you're going to take into practice?
It's very fast.
Yeah.
It's very fast. At least this game was very fast for me. I ain't been out there in a year. So just trying to dial in on the details and focus on those. Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all. Yes, sir.
Proud of you.
How did it feel first time you being out there? Pretty excited?
It was very exciting. Leading into it, I had like you said, I had butterflies. Leading into it though, I got in the locker room. I kind of walked around the field before the game. Just got to get the feel of, get the atmosphere. Came back, locker room, listen to some music, the little music that get you bumping, get you focused, get you ready to go out there and play. So it was very exciting moment.
And then emotionally, all the work that you put into this, trainers, everybody, it's got to feel great for everybody involved, right?
Oh, yeah, it definitely feels great, man. Definitely for my family, because they've watched me since day one, since I got injured last year, and just all the work I put in. I didn't do it for no reason. So I'm out there and gave it my best.
What's the song choice for you?
My song, man, Eminem, Till I Collapse.
Really? Okay.
Till I Collapse, yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man, this Cowboys team is on its way, man. And any of y'all who've been following me for the whole year, I told y'all when I started this channel last year, 2026 is when the Cowboys are going to make a ferocious run for the Super Bowl. And I told y'all in 2025, they're going to flash. But in 2026, they're going to make a ferocious run. Jerry Jones is going to push all them chips into the middle of the table in 2026. And the Cowboys will get that Super Bowl 2026, no later than 2027. They get that Super Bowl. You watch what I tell you. They are going to get that Super Bowl. Cowboys are on to something. They are absolutely on to something. All right, we're going to check out a couple of more interviews. We're going to get out of here about 2 o'clock. I do want to hear CeeDee Lamb. I just noticed that he came up. Let's check him out.
Kind of for the first time in a little while, able to celebrate.
Kanye Rockefeller. You talking about that boy Beast. Who you talking about? Savon Revel Jr.? Let me know who you're talking about. Yeah, Bass, I brought this up earlier. Team's getting slow. We getting healthy. Man, 2026 is going to be... hey, we going to push all them chips to the middle. You watch what I tell you. Marquietos, he says, calling it right now. Revel 2 picks next week against Hurts in Philly. Hey, man, it won't surprise me. I mean, you can tell the way he moved. He got some speed out there. Hey, I'm sorry. Let me see. Somebody was commenting on what I said. 100. He said, I didn't know his dreads looked like that. Well, hey, my sons all have, they used to have dreads. They cut them off, but they always kept their dreads. Man, they kept their dreads in pretty good shape. I mean, look at these dreads on CeeDee Lamb. I mean, I was just kind of expecting this. I mean, man, CeeDee Lamb be putting some money to that hair care, to that hair care, bro. I mean, if I had dreads, this is how mine would look. I mean, I think if you got them, I mean, you might as well go and have them looking nice and shiny. But Savon Revel Jr. is going to be a beast. But the Cowboys, man, I'm telling you, they're on to something. They're on to something. I just wish we could have got see, a lot of people don't realize the Cowboys tried to get Quinnen Williams before. The Jets didn't want to give up Quinnen Williams. But now that the Jets have figured out that they're an absolute catastrophe because they're so terrible at drafting quarterbacks, they're an absolute catastrophe. They've decided to have a fire sale, got rid of Quinnen Williams, got rid of the cornerback that they just extended. And now they announced, I saw it today earlier on X, they are benching Justin Fields and they are going with Tyrod Taylor at the quarterback position. If I'm Justin Fields, stay warmed up, bro, because I don't believe Tyrod Taylor can even stay healthy for 8 games or 7 games. I don't believe Tyrod Taylor can stay healthy. Tyrod Taylor has some of the most craziest luck or bad luck.
Just feels good, man. Obviously, coming off the bye, I feel like it was very important for us to come out and win and play together overall. Obviously, with bringing in Q, he was very impactful. Love his presence, and overall the defense played lights out.
And how good did it feel to?
I still say CeeDee Lamb is still recovering from that. CeeDee Lamb is still recovering from that high ankle sprain too. I still believe that. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be CeeDee Lamb again in about 2 more games. He probably needs about 2 more games. I think when he comes out of that Kansas City game, by the time we go to Detroit, I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be cooking on all cylinders again.
Channel the emotions of losing Marshawn and then the memorial and everything before the game, to kind of channel that into something positive to help honor him the right way with the win.
I just feel like we just got to continue to honor him, not just, again, have it 1 week after and because it's fresh,
Lock and D.
It's easy to kind of forget about things, and
I think CD wanted that last touchdown that he dropped. Hey, they're said CD Lamb, man. Hey, he take care of that hair, man. That's how I would take care of mine if I had dreads. I mean, ain't no use in having them looking all toe up. Nah, that's how your dreads should be looking right there. Yeah, them dope what he got there. They're said, but yeah, Mac, man, I like what I've seen from Kalen Carson. Yeah, I think what's going on with CeeDee Lamb is CeeDee Lamb is frustrated, I think, because he's out there, he's pushing himself. He knows he's not 100%. And I don't think he's jealous of George Pickens in any stretch of the imagination. I just think he's frustrated because he knows that he's not 100%. He could be doing better. But I think once the Cowboys kind of get out of this little run, they got to run Philly, Kansas City. That's going to be tough on him. Because, man, let me tell you something. If you've ever had an ankle sprain, especially a high ankle sprain, man, those things mess with you. They mess with you bad. It take you a little bit of time to get everything back together. But you can just tell by the look on his face, the body language, and things of that nature. I mean, you can tell it's a little unusual for how he's kind of looking and stuff after a win. And whatever the reason was, they got set down on that first drive. They'll work it out. They'll work it out. But CeeDee Lamb will be back to CeeDee, I think, in another couple of games.
For Marshawn, it's just making sure that he's always like appreciated and thought of, and for everything that he's done, the impact that he's made in 2 years. And yeah, man, it's amazing. Glad we could do that for him.
Obviously, you guys have kind of been up and down as far as the season goes. Offense is doing well, defense maybe not. Defense does well as offense kind of needs to find its groove. But
yeah,
you have a complete dominating win like this. What does it do for the emotion going forward?
Complimentary football, man. It's just, we proved that we can do it. We got to continue to do it. And I feel like
Wait a minute, man. I'm sorry to interrupt, boy. They're saying they got to be rolled up in here. They're saying, oh, man, CeeDee Lamb, you didn't catch that ball. We would have had 40. Woo! Man, boy, got me rolled up in here. Oh, man. All right, okay. Bass said I had a high ankle sprain as a wide receiver, and it lingered. It sucked. It messes with your mental too. It does because you're always afraid to take a certain step, and you think it could do it again. and so you could tell CD is not quite back where he needs to be. But hey, man, he ought to be ecstatic because last year when he had the shoulder, it went really downhill for the Cowboys. But now, guess what? We got somebody that if CeeDee Lamb isn't 100%, now we got somebody that he can pick up the slack and we can continue to win. So Superstar said only flaw by Carson's game is his football speed. Yeah, but I think he will get by being technically sound. Yeah, especially kind of having him in zone, that'll help. Yeah, that'll help. Primal said you feel and hear pops after an ankle sprain for no reason. That messes with you psychologically. Yeah, man. Yeah. CD, I don't think he's happy because he's not quite he's not quite right. Superstar status said I only wanted that to be for Spanford though. Wait a minute. Gene Boys, he laughing off that 40. Gene Boys, he laughing off that thing that they're saying too about that 40. Barquieros, yeah, CD is not 100%. It's obvious. I think that's why he's frustrated. Because I don't think he misses that pass that he didn't catch this evening. Andrew said, "Gee, did Brian leave defensive room?" And Matt disappointed. Hey, I'm hoping Brian left that defensive room. I'm hoping he left. And Matt Eberflus, we talked about it earlier, Andrew. No, hey, Matt Eberflus deserves a game ball. He coached a great game. For as much flack as he's been getting, he coached a great game. Now, I do understand it's the Raiders. Hey, what have you done for me lately? It starts all over again next week.
The name of this game is consistency, like who can do it the most and who can do it at the same and play at a high level for the longer period of time, along with staying healthy. So I feel like we're doing a great job. We got a lot of people back, and, man, we just getting this thing rolling.
You and George weren't in on the first drive of the game, but then both of you had great individual games. Kind of what went into that?
Man, just stepping up and playing how we play, man. Do what we do. We out there for a reason, and it was fun.
What was the reason for not playing?
I'm not going in depth on that, honestly. I'm not.
Thank you. There you go. You don't want to tell him your business.
Having the type of game you have, it's going to get other guys some targets. But what can you say about Brian Floyd taking advantage of his targets?
Shout out Flo, man. I'm happy that he's able to get in the end zone again. I think the second one of the season for him. We got to just keep turning. We got to keep switching the personnel, getting different people in. But GP was balling today.
Just on the most basic level, what does it mean for this locker room 11 days later? Win a football game and do it for him.
We're playing for him for the rest of the year. We just got to go out there and dominate. We got to go out there and put plays together. We got to find ways to win. We got to fight.
Normally, you guys try to turn the page after 24 hours, win or lose. You guys are coming on a short week now. You got the Eagles coming into Dallas. How quickly do you need to turn this page?
It's over now, and the game over. We on to Philly. I think we got meetings in the morning. We'll get our workout in, and page is already turned, brother.
After your touchdown, Brian Schottenheimer came up and gave you and George a hug on the sideline. What was that moment like, and was that kind of mean to see, that kind of excitement after the start to the game, and then just that relationship?
It's always fun. It's always fun scoring touchdowns for one, and then it's even better when your head coach is a part of it. So shout out Shotty, man. He celebrates with us regardless, and he always got our back. So appreciate him for sure. Appreciate y'all.
What can that addition do for you guys moving forward, just as a defensive line, when you add a guy like that and what you guys did tonight?
Yeah, it's gonna make the front nasty, and we gotta just keep on, going, and just keep building off of this, man. It was a great performance from all of us, real, and just playing really good football. So, the physicality, the violence, the effort by all of us. Really the whole front today, the ends too.
I think they was up to some partying or something, Marquietos.
Because that's how you want to learn how to be a two-tack and all that stuff. Yep. One, did you guys talk about that at all, and what does that mean to hear that he was watching you and learning from you?
No, it's awesome, man. He told me about that when he first got here, and just it's respect. I watch him too. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching his tape, and he's a big. My first time playing in the 4-3 was last year. And, he was pretty much the only one I watched. I love how he played the game. He could play the two. He could play every position, for real. So, I got a lot of respect for guys that's versatile, that don't take downs off and can play multiple positions at a high level.
How cool is it that you guys were able to how much did you guys learn from each other even just this week, now being in the same room and knowing that you guys used to watch each other? How much did you learn from each other this past week?
We learned a lot from each other. I think just... football is football. You're going to be put in all kinds of different situations, but
if he pressured the quarterback or whatever the case may be, just me, I asked him, what move was he or what was he thinking here? Play action, his rushes on play action, whatever the case may be. I'm always trying. I love football. I love to see what guys think, and with Osa too. Osa a very smart player too. So always pick their brains.
How did all these guys just be able to open up things for one-on-one opportunities? Because if they had to choose who to double team, they're going to leave somebody really good one-on-one.
Yeah, facts. Our fight down front, man, is just nasty, and just what you said. I mean, they're going to double whoever. We expected to win on the other side, and we did that at a high level today.
Have you ever been a part of a defensive line where y'all can be as flexible as you can just because y'all have all this talent in the interior and can open up things for just the whole entire front?
Nah, I mean, I didn't play with some really good players, but just all three of us, and us just being able to roll and play off each other, and like you said, the fronts that we can get into, and it just not be no drop off depending on who gets in or whatever the case may be. I never played with a front like this, so. I mean, we got to just keep building. It's one game, and we got to come in next week and have a great week of practice, and it's going to be a huge one against the Eagles.
Kenny, how tough was the task to be able to go out, perform like you needed to play a game, win with a heavy heart?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely tough, and I mean, the main thing we talked about, all week was just, playing like Marshawn would play, and that's with the energy, the effort, the passion that he would have,
Appreciate you, Andrew. This is Fashion Nova. They done sold out now, though.
To play and give it his all. And, that's what we had on our hearts today, just regardless of what the situation is, play like how he would play today.
What was it like playing with this guy again?
Man, awesome. He a dog, man. Like I said earlier, I've been a fan of Q, for a long time, since he's been in college for real, and to get a chance to play with somebody like this is huge, and it's gonna make all of us better. The front is nasty. I'm loving it.
Guys, I'm telling you, Quinnen Williams is an elite player. It's crazy to me when I think about the fact the Jets gave up Quinnen Williams. Man, Quinnen Williams is a cornerstone type of player. Quinnen didn't want to play anymore in New York, but man, that's a cornerstone player. I can understand why when the Cowboys approached him the first time, they said no. See, the Cowboys wanted, he was the one they wanted in the trade. They wanted him as the defensive tackle, but the Cowboys had to circle the block, same way they had to circle the block on George Pickens, but they came back around and they got him. And so, man, I'm telling you, this dude, Quinnen Williams, is a cornerstone player. Man, I'm telling you, I'm so excited. I wish the Cowboys could have got Quinnen Williams just maybe 2 games earlier. Just 2 games earlier, maybe. He would have made a difference in the Carolina Panthers game. Rico Dowdle don't run the way he does. I think he makes a difference in the Green Bay Packers game. I think he makes a huge difference in the Arizona Cardinals game. Man, this dude, I'm glad we got him. I'm glad we got him. And again, I'm telling you, 8-0 is that's a tough one. But I tell you this, if there's a player that I'm going to attempt it with, George Pickens, Quinnen Williams, and these players the Cowboys have coming back, the way Dak is playing, CD, this whole thing is playing, I can tell you this, it may be very hard to do, but I think the Cowboys definitely got a great chance of maybe trying to get it, or if I'm them, I believe I can get it done. I believe I can get it done until I don't get it done. So one game at a time, now we got to beat the Eagles.
For me, it being my first game back, probably a little different than other people, kind of having emotions about everything, being on the field and the Marshawn. But, you know, just being around my brothers, they helped a lot. So I was smiling the whole game, you know, doing what I do, and that's keeping the energy up and running around.
Was there a brace issue with the brace?
It just slid down.
Yeah.
It just slid down. But it was good. I actually was dang near naked on the sideline fixing it with Britt, but we was good. We got it fixed. We didn't have no more problems the rest of the day.
It was cool for you guys to have Nealon's jersey hanging up behind y'all. I mean, when y'all go and y'all have a big play or a big drive, y'all come off and you're
Superstar status. I've been saying this for a while. I'm starting to feel like this is starting to feel kind of 1991-ish. This is feeling 1991-ish to me. And I feel like next year we're about to hit 1992. And that was the Super Bowl season. That's when Jimmy flipped that thing on its ear. This thing with Brian Schottenheimer, man, Brian Schottenheimer before. Now, I don't know if y'all remember, I was saying this about Brian Schottenheimer just a couple of weeks ago. The one thing that I didn't like about Brian Schottenheimer is Brian Schottenheimer said every game is the same. He said his father used to have certain, like a theme for every week. It was Raider week. It was whatever week. And he would find a theme for every single week. Well, Brian said he doesn't like to do that, and he likes to just have every game, every week be the same. It's a championship opportunity, right? But isn't it strange? Marshawn Nealon passes, and what are they doing? They're using that to galvanize the team. And that's what I was alluding to all along, is that sometimes you need incentives. You need to give your team something extra, an extra added incentive to win. Let them know, hey, this week we're playing for this. This week we're playing for this. I think the Cowboys missed great opportunities. When they went to Chicago, somebody should have said, it's Chicago week, and Matt Eberflus used to be the coach, and Matt Eberflus wants that win, and we're going to get that win for him. When we played the Arizona Cardinals, somebody should have said, this is Clayton Adams week. We're going to get this win for Clayton Adams. I mean, you're talking about grown men, millionaires. Yeah, they want to win, but it doesn't hurt. And in some instances, it helps people, grown folk too, when you give them an extra incentive. When you give them an extra incentive. Well, it's strange. Now they got that extra incentive. Let's see how they continue to play. Richard Pierce, I appreciate you. He said, love the show, bro. Appreciate you. Lake West Chase, he said, praise God. Regardless, Lord knows this fan base never gives up. Even if they say they do, we all still watch and hope for a win. Our chances aren't good, but yo, you only live once. Well, I can tell you this. You are rarely going to hear me say, I give up. I think the Cowboys still have a great chance. I think they still have a great, great chance. I think 6-2 is more than doable. But man, if this Cowboys team can get this thing on track at the right time, boy, we might look up in about 5 games, man. And the Cowboys done ran through everything that we said was going to be a tough schedule. I'm ready for it. I'm gonna enjoy every single game. Marquietos, he said, we winning out. G, stamp it. God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good, and my faith is up. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I think the Cowboys can pull out a lot of things. Also, to kind of look at Mario Overshown's demeanor, look at kind of how he's looking. I think he's a little bit. Perturbed because I think he wanted to perform better tonight. I really do. I think he wanted to perform better. But he's not 100%. He hasn't played football in 343 days. And so, he'll look better next week. But it's like you can kind of see, like with CeeDee Lamb, you can see like it seems like something was bothering him. And now as you look at Mario Overshown, as much as I know he's happy he got out there and he did whatever he did, I also saw some plays where he didn't make plays that he normally would make, and that's because he's been out so long. So he needs to go ahead and, understand, yep, there said he's wearing that brace, and I know that's kind of hampering him a little bit. He doesn't want to wear the brace, and he already said he could play without it, but I don't think he needs to play without it. Him nor Savon Revel Jr. Continue to play with that brace until you feel really, really good. And so, man, it's a long career, not just a season. You come in, it's about halfway through the season, bro. We're going to need y'all to be full speed come next April and March. So, next April and May.
See that. Like, what are the emotions around that too?
Yeah, I feel like, it's just to refuel us. We told ourselves, and been talking about it for the last week and a half, and we playing for him. And so if that takes us seeing that jersey on the sideline to remember what we doing, to remember, we still got 2 quarters of football left, and that's cool. But our brother is on the sideline with us, whether it's physical or spiritually. He's there. So having his jersey there, that's something, that's the least we can do. But we already know Marshawn is out there on the field with us.
This is the best defensive effort for you guys all around. What do you attribute that to?
Just throughout the week, I feel like we had a great practice, every day, just stacking the days, especially, coming off the bye, couple new additions on the defense. But it's really just, we played with energy today. We played with fire, and I feel like the whole game, whether they was getting 3 or whether they, drive the field and we were stopping, or whether it was a quick sudden change. We kept the goal the same, and that was to keep them out the end zone, do what we got to do to keep them out the end zone. We had ended up giving them 1, but, I feel like we played great.
You were going to be intense regardless of what happened, but can you talk about the crowd, just the atmosphere? It seemed like it was pretty electric.
It felt like a home game to me. So, when you got that, and that just comes with playing winning football and playing great. When you got the energy out there and the momentum, I feel like the stadium is going to react to that, and today was definitely a home game for us.
As a linebacker, what do you feel like having Quinn Williams in there and Osa and Kenny Clark and those guys just...
It's easy. It's easy. All I got to do is be out there and do what I'm supposed to do. I was talking to Q throughout the whole game. Bo, you ain't got to worry about me. You got me. You got me. That's what he was saying. He was like, I'm telling you, I'm a dog. They gonna have to block me, and I'm gonna get to the ball. So you gonna be free. So just hearing that gets me excited, because I know it's a linebacker's dream to play when the guard's not in your face. So when you got guys like him, Kenny Osa in front of you dominating, for 4 quarters, all we got to do is sit back and look at the quarterback. But the D-line, they controlled that game the whole game.
We kind of wondered what the 3 of them together would be like. Quinn, Kenny Clark, what was it like just to see them play together and what they kind of fed off each other and helped each other with tonight?
It looked like a magic show, As soon as you seen one do something, it was another one. So I feel like they just kept pulling the tricks out the bag. I know A-Dub, he very excited about the room moving forward, and I am too, because when you got guys like that teams got a game plan for, they just can't, they can't bypass those guys. So those 2-3 O linemen, blocking 3 guys, 4 guys, I get to run around and play football.
The national anthem, the cameras kind of cut.
Yeah, let me see. Andrew said, Gino, I misread you, but I feel like we have enough dogs on our team. Hey, we need more. We need more. You want to win championships? You need as many as you can get. We need more. We need more dogs. Some of our players are not yet dogs. They're about to be dogs. So, but again, we need some more dogs. We do. We do. And again, I think we need some help at safety. I definitely think we need some help at safety, but we'll see how it looks for the rest of the season. But you can't never have enough dogs. I love it. I love what we have. But hey, I'm open for some more dogs too. Man, I'm open for some more dogs, because the more you have, man, the better it is. The better it is. You got a team that's constantly pushing each other. Superstar Status said we got to go 7-1 or 8-0. Yeah, I mean, 7-1 and 8-0 guarantees you. 6-2, you're gonna need some help. 6-2, you will need some help. But if you go 7-1 or 8-0, you get in. There's no doubt in my mind, Superstar. You get in. You get in. Yeah, I didn't have no problem with the 4 knees. No, I didn't have no problems on the 4 knees instead of kicking the field goal. Yeah, I don't mind that. Lock and D said the Eagles just don't know what's going to come. Man, I'm telling you, they have been primed to get the belt put to them. The Eagles have been winning in some of the most. Man, the Lions should have beat the Eagles last night. Dan Campbell sold that team, man. Bro, you don't go for it 5 times. If y'all don't remember, Dan Campbell did the same thing against the Dallas Cowboys in 2023. That's Dan Campbell for you.
I don't know if you're being emotional, but just can you recall what you were kind of going through, but just a minutes away from coming back? 343 days, man, just taking it all in, soaking it all in. I don't take what I do lightly or for granted. So it's a blessing to be out there. So every moment, every second, I get to just live in a moment and thank God for it. That's what I'm gonna do, and that's exactly what I was doing.
Amen.
I got caught. I was singing a little bit of the national anthem, but it's just like that gets me into it. Like I'm really here.
Coming off this win, what do you think it'll take to beat the Eagles?
One of the things we've been talking about all year is getting 2 in a row, stacking them. So, it's really about the Cowboys. The Eagles going to do what they do, but it's really about what the Cowboys going to do.
Yeah, Clowney is great for this team,
Andrew. Great week of practice once we get back, and we going to stack them. We know what we fighting for. We know what we playing for. So,
I'm sorry, Superstar. We got to keep Clowney.
What were your emotions as a team after winning this game? Knowing
yeah, Woodson to get in the Hall of Fame next go around, I believe.
Good. It's not gonna make what we dealing with easier, but I feel like it lifts the burden a little bit just knowing like what we doing is honoring him. It's not like we're forgetting him, but we're honoring him by doing what we're doing. So when you go out there and you win ball games, you can come in here and have fun, and that's what we want to do.
What was it like for you to be back out there?
It felt good. I've been practicing, but getting in the game. It's a different thing, but shaking the rust off. But when you play with the guys that I'm surrounded with, like they made my job 20 times easier today. I ain't have to do nothing special. I just have to be out there. So, that's championship defense right there. When you got all 11 guys doing what they supposed to do, you see a bunch of guys making a bunch of plays. So
James Houston balling.
It was easy for me today.
Your thoughts on Quentin?
He's a dog. He's a dog, and. Like I said, we was talking on the sideline, and every chance we caught, he was like, "You ain't got to worry about it, nothing, bro. I got you," and I honestly believe him too. So, he definitely take a lot of pressure off of everybody, on the field. DBs, I'm sure they love him too because he's getting back there, and the quarterback ain't got no time. So the linebackers, when you ain't got guards and centers jumping up at you, and you can read and react, you got a good D line. So. I'm definitely thankful for those guys in front of us.
You and them scoring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just special moment, of course.
Yeah, Superstar, let me tell you something. Dan Campbell sold that team, man. Dan Campbell to me is very arrogant. Dan Campbell does a lot of things under the guise of, confidence in his defense and things of that nature, but he sold that team against the Eagles. Bro, you don't go for it 5 times on 4th down. He sold that team. Their defense was playing way too good. They could have easily pinned the Eagles deep in their own territory on some punts and probably got the ball back. But he sold that team. But, man, let me tell you, the way Jared Goff looked, somebody had commented about Jared Goff. Man, Jared Goff was like, man, this dude was seeing ghosts out there. By the time the Cowboys see the Lions, the Cowboys pass rush should be even better. Man, with the way Quentin Williams is playing and how he's elevated everybody around him on the D-line and Logan Wilson, I'm telling you, You're going to continue to see how much smoother everything runs with the linebacker crew because of Logan Wilson and what we're adding back there in the secondary now. Man, hey, we're going to have a chance for the next 7 games. The Cowboys have a chance to beat everybody. I'm not saying they're going to beat everybody, but they have a team that can actually play with everybody now.
We played for 9-4 today, and that's what we'll continue to do for the rest of the season.
Now, do y'all see the point? It don't have to be Marshawn Kneeland. This was the point I was making. You got to give teams sometimes incentives, things to play for. Get them up for certain occasions, man. Help them to rise to the occasion. They're using this Marshawn Kneeland thing. They're using this as a galvanizer. Let's say Marshawn Kneeland didn't pass, and of course they got the same trades. So would they not be playing as well with Marshawn Kneeland here? But you have found something to help push you over that mental threshold. You get something to push you over. So I'm loving what they're doing. Channel the energy. Channel it. Now they're using it as an incentive. Sometimes grown men need those types of things too. Man, let me tell you something. Lock and D. One of the most scariest pass rushes is that one that comes up the middle. Edges, sometimes you can kind of step up and run through those. I see Jalen Hurts do it a lot. But, man, when you got that ferocious pass rush up the middle, those are a little bit harder to deal with. I'm excited about us playing the Eagles. It is time for them to lose. Yeah, Superstar said, I love seeing my linebackers looking happy, which tells me the D-line is heading in the right direction. Yeah, boy, Quentin Williams is crazy, man. Andrew said, you are the reason I will never be ready for the retirement home. Yeah. All right, let's check out this last one with Donovan Ezeraku. Then we're going to call it a night. Then we're going to be back at it again today, 4:30 p.m. Let's check out Ezeraku.
You know, he's no longer with us, but he's with us, if that makes any kind of sense. You know, he'll be,
yeah, it makes sense.
He's with us in our room, you know, in every meeting, in every practice. So.
When you all stepped off the field, knowing everything that you brought into this, what was the feeling?
I felt very good, especially because of the week that we had last week during our bye. It was a tough week for sure.
It was tumultuous.
And you know, for us to come together and play complementary football the way we did, I think that speaks to who we are as a team and our culture.
Thank you, Donovan.
Yes, sir.
These defensive tackles, how have they been able to help open you guys in the other?
You saw it.
Yeah.
You saw it. I would say they helped a lot. You know, they obviously, you know, Q, KC, Osa, they all got back there tonight. Quarterback, we kind of got to do a better job. Me and JD were just talking about it. We got to do a better job ourselves, especially, you know, capitalizing on one-on-ones and the outside. But shoot, we see what kind of, you know, we see what they can do, and it's going to be a very, very, very special, you know, couple weeks.
Did you see more of those one-on-one opportunities tonight?
Yeah, I saw them. I would say not so more or less. We still obviously get chips on the outside, or at least tight end, running back presence on the outside, which kind of slows us down a little bit. We kind of got to stay a little bit more tunnel vision, but yeah.
Your coach said Marshawn would be proud with you guys' performance.
For sure.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel really good about that. And because of the type of person, teammate, and friend he was and is, he definitely will be proud. You know, we were running to the ball, we were playing hard, you know, we were celebrating together as a defensive line. He would definitely be proud.
As a defensive player, though, how does it feel to have that type of performance in the field, considering everything that transpired?
It feels really good. We've been talking about it all week. You know, we got to do this thing together. We got, you know, guys got healthy. The linebacker in the linebacker room, you know, in the back end, and then, you know, we added a pretty good addition on the defensive line. So it feels really good to put a performance like that together. We just got to continue to maintain and carry that through the next couple of weeks. Yeah. Yeah.
Decals, the T-shirts, the jersey on the side. How important is that for keeping his spirit alive?
It's very important for us. And like I said before, he's with us you know, he's in our team meetings, he's in our defensive line meetings, he's practicing there with us, and he's not going to be forgotten. So it felt pretty good. It felt good. We kind of knew the play. It was a really good play call by Coach Flus, and I was free to the ball, so just make the play.
I don't know if you keep an eye on odds race in the Spirit of Vegas. You're top 5 in defensive rookie of the year odds, right?
I don't pay attention to any of that. I don't even have Twitter on my phone, honestly. I just
appreciate you,
I just
Andrew.
Want to go ball and do what I can to, you know, help my teammates out, get some wins.
Yeah, Ryan. Donovan Ezra was a student of the game, no doubt about it. Man, the Cowboys are 4-5-1. Cowboy fans, I am so excited for the rest of this season. The Cowboys came out and did what they were supposed to do. Every question I had, Brian Schottenheimer and the team answered it. I'm excited. Man, let's enjoy this win. Let's enjoy this win. We're going to be talking about it again. I guess we're going to have Overreaction Tuesday tomorrow. Might as well. Overreaction Tuesday, Cowboys path to the playoffs. We'll be listening to probably some more interviews and things of that nature. And just now, hey, it's time to get ready for the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. Now we get to really see what this team is about. We're going to be playing the 8-2 Philadelphia Eagles. And I have a feeling that after we get done with them, they are going to be plucked and they are going to be the 8-3 Philadelphia Eagles. And the Cowboy fans are going to be so excited because when we play on Thanksgiving, got a strange feeling we're going to be playing for a lot. We gotta keep rolling, one game at a time. Just keep getting healthy, and just rock out, man. We just gotta rock out. Hey, Ryan Austin, it's bird hunting season. Yeah, it is. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me again. I'll see y'all again today, Lord willing, at 4:30 p.m. Until the next time, DC4L, God bless. Prayers up for the Nealon family, the Dallas Cowboys organization, and you all. Until the next time, let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace.